it's just important to play off of one another. That's what complementary football is about. That's how you win games. That's how you become a championship team and be the team that we want to be.
Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia dropped to 1-1 with the loss last week to the 49ers. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner for all the action, the Eagles at the Cowboys on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, buddy. Okay, Bell. Guess we got to retrain Keon because there's a button push that's making me echo back to myself. Hi, Randy. There we go. All right, buddy. It's the David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We have Keon there. Pushing buttons occasionally. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And before we get into all the NFL that happened over the weekend, before I go to congratulating Randy and commiserating with, a lot of other people, we had some breaking news in the last hour.
Oh, no kidding. Breaking news?
Well, it's not probably
breaking news.
It's not so breaking. We needed that.
What?
I just was going to talk about the Chiefs signed recently reinstated Josh Gordon to their practice squad. So, I wonder how he'll celebrate. Just saying, maybe. I'm thinking maybe the way he'll find his sixth way of getting suspended. I'm just saying. I don't know how many times you're going to go back to that, but okay. So I don't know who's scrambling right now to pick up Josh Gordon on the fantasy football. I did last year. I'm not doing it this year. There's no point to it. So 888-368-1580. There's a lot of non-football things that we probably need to talk about right now.
Okay.
Today's National Chocolate Milk Day.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I love me some chocolate milk. Not as much as I love whiskey and beer.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to have some chocolate milk, I'm going to have some chocolate milk. I do love me the chocolate milk. And by the way, invented by an Irishman.
No kidding. Did not know that.
Absolutely. Well, okay. Chocolate was invented by the Olmec, one of the earliest civilizations in Latin America. But then, of course, the Jamaicans got a hold of the chocolate and they made chocolate water drinks out of it. And this Hans Sloan fella from Ireland, he shows up. He's a doctor. And he's like, boy, this would probably be better with milk. And he mixed it up with milk in 1689. And there it is. That's the ticket right there. Chocolate milk is the way to go. And he took that back to England. So that is the invention of chocolate milk. My people. So you're welcome.
Well, thank you again, Irish people. Thank you very much. Yeah.
My people are generally known for other things, and none of them really,
bar fights.
Yeah.
Knocking over goats in the field.
Sure.
Growing potatoes.
Well,
shepherd pie.
I think that's more the English.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wool products.
I don't think we invented
playing golf in a miserable setting with wind and rain and all this other stuff.
Scottish people.
Yeah. Well, I tried.
But I think the Irish did invent hockey, a version of it that ended up being played, later on by the Canadians. So whatever the case, when it comes to the chocolate milk, I know for a fact that a doctor named Hans Sloan invented that with the milk in the chocolate. So you're welcome.
Nice.
And by the way, have you guys ever tried that Sam Adams Utopia beer?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It is so strong, it's illegal in 15 states. Of course, it's not illegal here in Arizona, but it is. I don't know if anybody's that's listening to taste it. Beer Bob, I would imagine, but it's very expensive. It's $240 for a 25-ounce bottle, and it has a lot of alcohol in it. I mean, it's got a crap ton of a 28% ABV, and it's very expensive. I don't know if it tastes amazing. I don't know if it's just the gimmick that it has 28% alcohol in it. I don't know what the story is on this, but I'm kind of like so curious. I want to try it. So
Sam Adams, really?
Yeah. I've had Sam Adams, and it was a mouthful of I didn't care for Sam Adams beer.
Yeah,
but when you're talking about 28% alcohol by volume at 5 times the typical amount, and it's $240 a bottle, you get curious. What's all the hubbub, bub?
You can use it as an antiseptic, a floor stripper, taking the strip and the wax off the old floor there, and a beverage that you can have at happy hour.
Well, I don't know if I use $240 beer on something like that, but all right.
Well, I mean, it's multi-purpose. That kind of that goes in, justifies the cost. Then it's got multiple purposes.
What kind of beer do they serve at State Farm Stadium?
Bud Light, I believe.
Is it Bud Light? Because
I believe it's Bud Light.
USA Today came out with this thing. I guess there's a drinking app called Untapped. Also, they got together and they decided to say what the most popular beer is at every NFL stadium. But here's the thing. As I'm looking at this, it's all a bunch of IPAs and crap. So it can't be the standard beer. This must just be the most popular IPA or secondary, because it says at State Farm Stadium, it's Exercole Desert IPA from Four Peaks Brewing Company. I don't think that's the most popular beer at State Farm Stadium. I am pretty sure it's going to be Bud Light or whatever's $18.
Yeah. Well, I think the Bud Light is $18, and the Exerstol or whatever Exercise, whatever it is, that's probably $24 because that's a premium beer.
And then Lucas Oil Field, where my Colts play, it's Two Hearted Ale. I don't know the hell that is. And then over at FedEx Field for Keon, it's hashtag AATR, Devil's Backbone Brewing Company. What is that? Cyanide, in case the fans want to just kill themselves.
That sounds about correct. Yeah,
you got to have like that. Although, what can I even say about the Washington football team right now, other than they have one more win than my hapless Colts? I don't want to talk football yet. I want to talk about some other things before I start to get unhappy.
I don't want to talk about that football yet, but okay.
Well, you have a victory, so at least you have that up. Is that why you're all down and quiet today, or did being on Steve's show wear you out?
No, it's the Washington stuff. I mean, it's just I'm dreading having to talk about it, but
Well, buck it up, Buttercup. You're not the only one with a loss. But first, let's go ahead and say, hey, congratulations to America on beating all of Europe in the Ryder Cup. The worst loss the Europeans have ever had, 19-9. And that's all I know about it, because I don't really follow golf.
Yeah, they skunked them, man. They really put a whooping on the Europeans. Unfortunately, John Rahm was not strong enough to overtake all of the American golfers.
Because John Rahm, he went out and played a hell of a tournament.
Yeah.
he really tried to carry Europe.
Yeah.
He just couldn't.
I kind of feel like he should have been on our team, because I get it. He's Spanish, but he went to ASU. And if you go to college here, I think you should just, be on our team.
Well, Sergio didn't he go to like Florida State or?
Okay.
Florida or something like that?
Yeah, that's not part of the United States. It's Florida. It's like a whole nother universe.
I see. Okay.
All right. Whatever the case, it's all fine and good. United States has that victory, and they, I don't know what happens next, but it seems like we're pretty well set to win that thing for more than a few years, right? Just the talent that the Americans have versus what's going on in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, right now we've got 9 of the top 10 golfers in the world that are playing for America. So, but you got to watch out because the European golf, those guys, you never know who's coming next. I mean, you think about it over the years. They've produced some wonderful, wonderful golfers. I would say that Europe is going to retool here pretty quickly.
All right. Well, whatever. It's golf. Anyway, so, the United States won something, so I've got to be happy about that.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, very happy to see Notre Dame stay undefeated, and very nice to see the Sun Devils get an expected win against the Colorado Buffaloes. When I was watching that game at the beginning, I was like, hey, fellas.
Yeah. I saw somewhere on social media that one of these so-called experts called that what happened there a rout by ASU. That was no way was that a rout. That was a victory, but that was in no way a rout. If it was 45 to 7, now we're talking rout. If it's 62 to nothing, that is a rout. This, what was it, 35-17?
35-13, and they only scored a touchdown in each of the first 3 quarters, so they got 2 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's not a rout.
Not exactly a rout, not exactly the beating that you thought that ASU was going to put down on the Colorado Buffaloes. And, well, Keon, I'm no expert in college football, but I feel like that's going to make it harder for them to find themselves back in the AP top 25, even if they do beat UCLA.
I mean, if they beat UCLA, I don't think they're going to hold that against them, that they didn't play this completely dominant wire-to-wire game against Colorado. But I do think that there's stuff to be concerned about as an ASU fan watching that game. That, like, here's once again a game where ASU can just dominate a game from start to finish, and they just don't. They play one half of football, either the first half or the second half, in all of the games that they've won so far. And it's been enough. Like, it's going to be enough to beat Colorado. It's going to be enough to beat UNLV. It clearly wasn't enough to beat the Mormons. And I don't know that it's going to be enough to beat UCLA. Like, they're going to have to, if they play the way that they played in that second half for the entire game, they could easily beat a UCLA team. But I don't know that they can, because they haven't shown me they can do it.
I believe. Who cares about the second half? They wore down the Buffaloes. I don't think that means as much as you think it means.
No, and I believe ASU opened up as a 3-point underdog against Chip Kelly and these UCLA Bruins. I believe that's what the opening line was. It may not be that way today.
And winning that game doesn't necessarily get them back in the top 25. Along with this, that is not going to be an easy game. What if they don't win that game? If they don't win that game, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be tough. So, but the other part of the universe that stayed the way it was supposed to is that Arizona remains completely defeated.
You just had to do it, didn't you?
Oh, good. Well, we all knew there was no way they'd beat Oregon. We knew that.
No, what's surprising to me is it wasn't some sort of a enormous rout by the Ducks.
I know
against the Wildcat. I mean, we saw, was it Georgia early on in the day on Saturday that put up 62 against a big goose egg? Why didn't Oregon do that to U of A? What's going on here?
That there would be a helicopter shot of just a giant crater where that stadium in Tucson used to be. That's what I thought was going to happen this weekend, and unfortunately, we did not get that.
I thought so too, especially when the game actually started. I think Oregon went up like 21 to 7, almost immediately.
Yeah.
And everyone on Twitter was like, "Oh yeah, Oregon might put 60 on these guys." And then Oregon inexplicably took their foot off the gas. I have no idea why. They just stopped pushing, and then U of A got
injury,
maybe. But U of A got back in it, and then Oregon put their foot back on the gas again, and then just finished them off. But they held back.
Feels like, maybe they're just pacing themselves. I mean, that seems kind of a smart thing to do if it don't matter. But all right, so that happened. Another college stuff. I kind of enjoyed a Vontae Davis move by Kevon Pope over there at OSU. Just in the middle of the game, bleep it, Ohio State, I'm out. He just, in fact, here's the reason that kid needs to be in school. He spelled the F word wrong. It's not spelled with 2 C's at the end.
I think that's a gang thing, honestly.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We need to educate our gangs a little bit better.
It's not that they don't know how to spell it. It's that they refuse to use the letter K.
Oh, all right. Well, I feel like that's an educational issue. And I think that, in America, we should have the finest educations for our gang members of any country in this world. So I guess that's going to take some sort of a promotional thing,
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Randy, you and I will go out there with some spray paint and we'll show them how to spell the F word. See how this works?
If anybody knows how to spell the F word, Jeff, go, it's you.
That's right. So, why did he do that? What was his problem? He wasn't getting enough playing time. He didn't agree with his check not clear. I mean, what is the reason for this?
Well, the check clearing shouldn't even be a thing because the NIL stuff is out there. You can find legal ways to get paid now.
But maybe nobody wants him. I don't know.
But I don't know what's going on. I just know that it's bad news for Ohio State. Like, this is not you weren't playing a tough game and, late in the fourth quarter, Ryan Day decided to go with somebody else and not Kevon Pope. You were playing Akron. You're falling apart. Your program is falling apart while you're playing Akron. That I don't know exactly what happened. I tried to read about it and find out exactly what it was, but that's pretty bad news when you have a kid that can't even wait until the end of the game to quit on you.
We have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news here on the Daily Blender.
Newsflash. This is breaking news.
This has just come in. It looks like Josh Gordon has been suspended by the NFL already for drug use.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness.
All right, that's not true, but nobody was even a bit surprised when I said that, were you? Not anybody thought, there's no way that could happen. You're absolutely going, oh, okay, well, I'm not surprised.
No, my first thought was that was fast. That was the new record there.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that is actually for him, but I do wish him well. I don't know. I don't know if he's on the practice squad. So what kind of damage can be done?
Well, he's on the practice squad for one mission and one mission only. That's to get into playing shape so they can bring him up to the big team.
He's great when he's great, but good luck getting him there and keeping him there.
Can you imagine the Chiefs now with another target like that?
Well, they had another target like that named Josh Gordon, but here was a problem. He does drugs, and that was the end of that. Listen, I don't. Didn't he have a chaperone the last time? The hell is the problem there? Why?
He had a chaperone, and he was personally being mentored by Tom Brady.
6th time is a charm. That's right, because he was with the Buccaneers, wasn't he? He probably won conversation with Antonio Brown, and he's like, I can't be sober. I can't be sober.
Tom hadn't left New England yet.
Oh, is it that far back?
Patriots, yeah.
Antonio Brown was there too, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so same thing. Yeah, I'm sticking to my story. It was just one conversation with Antonio Brown. It's enough to anybody want to do drugs. I just gotta numb the pain from that conversation. Just give me whatever you got. I don't even know how to do drugs. Don't even teach me. I'll eat it. I'll put it in my cereal. It'll be fine. All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk to you about the next Colts quarterback. And now there's a couple of guys who are starting to sort of stand out in the crowd.
Okay.
I want Keon to tell me if it's a mirage or not, if I should get excited or if I should just still be very, very depressed. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
8 Out presents Terrifying Jobs.
Snake handler, take one.
This is a really terrifying job. Today we're talking with James Hall, a snake wrangler at the Phoenix Zoo. They handle really creepy, venomous creatures.
Given the hazards, why do you do it?
I've been fascinated by reptiles since I was a child.
Tell me about your little friend there.
So this is Bear Hug. He's a Burmese python. We have him here at the Phoenix Zoo.
He kind of makes my skin crawl. Is there anything that rattles you?
Yeah, distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ADOT, the ABA, and this station.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harman Solar today. Harman Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
For a good time, listen to the Daily Blender.
They've got DJ Uyangalele, who is their...
You can pronounce it?
Listen.
Wow, congrats.
That's impressive. Ungalele.
There's no N in his name. It's Uiagalei.
That's just how the Hawaiian names are translated.
Can we just tell people, okay, yes, Hawaiians can play in the NFL, but you're going to need to change your name to Smith.
The Daily Blender, weekdays 3 to 6 on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Coming up at 4:30, you got the Eagles and the Cowboys. I don't know if that's going to be a good game or not. I mean, it smells like it might be a good game.
Yeah, well, I like your thought on this, Jeffrey. Two teams that are average or less than average play each other. It's going to end up being a good game. I think it's going to be a good game because it's an old bitter rivalry between these two teams. Philadelphia's always hated Dallas and vice versa. So I think it's going to be a good game.
All right. Well, I mean, it's going to be worth watching. Definitely. Boy, it's been a great couple of weeks of NFL football. There hasn't been that many bummer games. And even some of the ones we've joked here about it being a bummer has turned out to be all right. I don't know that there's been a bad game yet. But Thursday night football, well, certainly going to try. Going to be Jaguars and Bengals.
The streak may come to an end.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed on that one.
But then you can also say, but wait a minute there, Chachi. Hold on. Now it's, number one draft pick versus number one draft pick. You got Joe Burrow hosting Hairboy and the Jaguars. And, that might be interesting. I mean, probably, I don't know, maybe. And then on Sunday Night Football, we have the Buccaneers and the Patriots. Now that is what we call interesting. The NBC promo where they used Adele's, song like Belichick and Tom Brady or ex-lovers or something like that. It was perfect. I don't know if you saw that last night, but that is going to be an interesting game. But if you take a step back, it should be a slaughter. The Buccaneers should should do unto the Patriots what ASU did unto Arizona last year. It should be 77-7.
I don't know. That Patriot defense is pretty rough.
And by the way, I know it was 70-7. I like to say 77-7 because the Arizona nerds always go, "Hey, wait a second, that's not the score." I know. I just wanted to hear you say it. All right, so let's talk about my needs because your needs are not as important. We're going to get around to talking about the Arizona Cardinals, but right now,
we're talking football. Okay, sorry.
It looks like, well, I mean, I'm just going to take a moment here. We'll still have some basketball stuff to talk about.
Well, when you said my needs versus your needs, I thought it was going another avenue. I'm sorry.
No, it is football.
It's football.
The only need, I mean, my wife takes care of every one of my needs perfectly. But when it comes to the Colts, there's nothing she can do about that. There's nothing anybody can do about that. But who may be coming next. Okay, phrasing. By the quarterback that we may draft when we inevitably get the number 1 draft pick, because the Colts are horrifically bad right now.
Wow.
I mean, it came out of nowhere. It's a great team, just add quarterback, and now I'm not so sure that's even true. But let's not get too hard ahead of ourselves. I have some very important questions for Keon Rose. Keon, I need to know who the hell is going to be my next quarterback. I can't wait another year for them to suck for a better quarterback. The Colts' next quarterback is coming out of this class. This is just a fact. So, as the Heisman Trophy betting is already talked about way too early, if you ask me, there's some names that have popped up, and I want to ask you: are these names I should start to get happy and excited for, or are these people who might be a first pick? Matt Corral over there at Ole Miss. He's the betting favorite to win the Heisman Trophy with the sports books and stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, is that my next quarterback, Keon?
He could be. I mean, he's having the kind of season that A, does win you the Heisman, and B,
whoa. How tall is he?
How tall is he? He's 6'2".
Okay, I'm good. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Matt Corral, big arm.
Before Randy's over there going, should I blow the whistle on that or not?
I didn't know what reference that was to. So here's the thing. Matt Corral is going to put up monster numbers because of the offense that he's in. And the only really drawback to that is it the system where he's putting it up? But he's making some throws that are on the money, look absolutely ridiculous. He's good. He's real good.
It's Corral, or is it like from like the Walking Dead? Corral. Corral.
I've heard it pronounced Corral.
A Corral. Okay.
Is he somehow related to a former NFL player? I think it was Pat Corral, or was that a baseball player? I can't remember. But I remember a guy who played professional sports somewhere, and last name Corral. So is that kind of stock he comes from?
I don't know, but I feel like Corral and the Colts go together, don't they? You know, the name. Maybe. Saying.
I mean, maybe, yeah. You know,
another name that popped up there was Bryce Young. Okay, so is Bryce Young? Who's better, Bryce Young or Matt Corral so far, as you can tell? Now, old Bryce Young. Where's he from again?
Yeah, he's at Alabama right now.
Alabama, that's right.
And Bryce Young's really good. He's not going to be ready to be drafted this next year. He's a sophomore, so
doesn't matter. He could quit right now.
I mean, yeah, but just NFL rules, you got to be 3 years removed from high school. So
I don't believe you.
He's not ready to go just yet.
All
but
right.
you know, hopefully he has a higher ceiling than Matt Corral does. That's for sure.
Well, he's got a lot of money to make there with the Crimson Tide. He needs to make several million before he moves into the NFL.
He's making $1 million off of NIL right now.
Right.
All right, so who else is out there that I should be thinking of? Oklahoma's Spencer Rattler. There's another good name.
Spencer Rattler's a great name, but he's not having a great season. He's the guy that I thought was going to be really good.
Everybody thought they would be.
But he's regressing a lot, and he's got this sort of Patrick Mahomes thing going on where he can throw from any angle. He's scrambling around out there making plays. But Patrick Mahomes knows how to put that stuff aside and play inside the structure of an offense. Spencer Rattler does not, and it's making everything look terrible. He's making Oklahoma's offense look bad. He's making himself look bad. And until he figures that out, I'm afraid that I don't know that any team in the NFL is going to really be excited to get him.
And he's making rattlesnakes everywhere look bad.
Dear Frank Reich, no, Spencer Rattler. How about Desmond Ritter from Cincinnati?
Oh, he's awesome. I really like Desmond Ritter. He used to be underrated, but now he's starting to get a lot of traction. Really mobile guy, big, strong, and makes just about every throw. And if Cincinnati has an undefeated season, they could wind up in the college football playoff, which for that program would be huge.
All right. So there's another guy to keep an eye on. Georgia quarterback JT Daniels. Is this a guy I should be thinking about?
Yes. JT Daniels, a former 5-star. He was at USC. He got injured. Keaton Slovis took his job, and he was recovering from the ACL tear for a while. But once he started playing at Georgia, he's been incredible. He hasn't lost a football game as a Georgia Bulldog yet. Keeps that offense on schedule. He probably has not the biggest arm of any of these bunch of guys, but as far as making the right reads and making the right plays, he does that.
All right. So is there anybody else out there that you can help me out with that I should be thinking of? Because right now, top of the list, you still think is Matt Corral, maybe Desmond Ritter?
Maybe Desmond Ritter, JT Daniels too. I would throw in KJ Jefferson at Arkansas. He's starting to get a little bit of buzz right now because Arkansas has been really good. They've won a bunch of games, and he's got a big arm. I mean, he showed that off this Saturday. He put a pass over the top, and he's really tough, which I know a lot of NFL teams like. He got knocked out of the game in the third quarter and basically pleaded with the coaches and the training staff until they let him come back in the fourth quarter, where he finished off the game, running around. But he's a big dude that's got mobility, arm strength, everything. So yeah, that's a guy that maybe keep an eye on him.
Okay. Well, I trust my GM as long as they tell Frank Reich to shut the bleep up, sit down, and stop talking to us about quarterbacks. But one of the things, though, is I don't know why, but I guess this Rattler kid is still the betting favorite to be the number one pick in the draft. Is that because they don't believe these last 4 weeks are really indicative of his talent, or they just haven't got around to updating stuff? I can't imagine that's it.
No, I think it's the first one. They just don't think the last 4 weeks are really what he is, and that you still see the talent there. Like, he still makes some throws that you just go, wow, not any other guy in college football can make that throw that he's making right now. But he's got to figure out how to settle down and really do what Lincoln Riley's asking him to do. Because other quarterbacks who've done what Lincoln Riley has asked him to do, Jalen Hurts, he's doing all right in the NFL. Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, these are the guys that have been able to go in. They run around a bit too, but they play in the structure of that offense. If Spencer can do that, he'll be right there with him.
Well, I don't know how this season is going to end. I don't know if we're going to suck for luck again, but it just gives me some sort of a silver lining to look at all across this cloudy universe that contains my stupid Colts in them. 888-368-1580. Papa Mike says Tanner Mordecai from SMU to the Colts. He's a junior.
Tanner Mordecai is really good. Actually, Tanner Mordecai is the guy that Spencer Rattler beat. Mordecai.
You spelled it wrong, Papa Mike.
But yeah, he's the guy that actually Spencer Rattler took his job. He's good, but Spencer is physically just better.
I don't want a guy that lost his job to another guy. I want the guy who got the job. What's wrong with you, Papa Mike? Hefty Lefty says, yeah, that NBC promo for Belichick and Brady next week, cringiest promo I've seen in quite a while. I bleep you not. My dog gagged when that promo played last night.
Dog gagged.
It was just due to his chew toy, but happened to be occurring at the exact perfect time of that promo.
Yeah.
I was sitting there watching it. And it was like, wait a minute. When they're like that Adele song, he's like, and I'm like, looked at my wife and I'm like, did Belichick and Brady do it? What is
highly unlikely?
Well, there's all those open mouth kisses going around.
Highly unlikely.
I don't.
First off, if they play the promo and they have this music behind it, then something. The jiggy went on right there.
Damn near that, Randy.
Yeah. I know. You get the Adele stuff in there. You either want to do one of two things. You want to have the sex, or you want to drive into oncoming traffic. There's no in betweens. Yeah, right. You're either suicidal or you're horny as hell. You can't get around it with Adele music.
Suicidally horny or hornily suicidal. Yeah. It's either that or the other.
Yeah, either or. Yeah.
Bill Belichick has fully grown adult children, and I'm still not sure he's ever done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, geez. No, that's a good point. He might have had those shipped in. He might have drafted his kids. He just drafted them.
He probably drafted his kids.
One of his kids is on his coaching staff, but I'm still not sure.
Mr. Pringle says, Jeffrey, will your fantasy team or the Colts win more games this year? My fantasy team, which right now is actually finally coming into focus. I've worked the waiver wire, done some things, and I am kicking some ass by about 100 points this week. So finally, I'm going to, what do they say? What did they say about the Schneid? What did they say?
You're off the Schneid.
I'm off the Schneid. I guess I was on a Schneid.
You were on the Schneid.
Off a Schneid.
Now you're off the Schneid.
Yeah. Is that what the last name Schneider is about? or is it not related?
I have absolutely no idea.
I don't know.
What is this schneid people talk of?
Well,
what is an actual schneid?
I think it's that guy from that sitcom from back in the 70s.
Right,
Remember
right.
Schneider?
The janitor fellow.
Yeah, he was the janitor guy, had the keys and the cheesy mustache. Yeah. I think that's what the schneid is all about.
What that even means. But
well, the guy probably never got lucky or anything, so he was on the schneid. See what I'm saying
janitor,
here?
You saw how that went for his life, I guess. Average Joe says another standard for the universe. Carson Wentz had a QBR of 66.7. Yeah, what can I say? Fubar 1000 says, hey, Blender dudes, way to go, Buffalo. Way to take a loss to them pesky scum devils.
Yeah. How'd your Wildcats do again?
I already forgot. How did you guys won your game, right? The Wildcats?
Yeah, you had a game this week, right?
At some point in the last 10 years. Well, Mr. Wilbur says, Jeffrey, you do not want Rattler because he's a pothead.
He's a pothead. Nice. He'll fit right in.
Yeah, it's ASU. I don't know why you think that's even a problem. If it were Tucson, it'd be meth. But since it's Tempe, it's a little wacky tobacco, electric lettuce, and a couple of nice cold drinks right there. There's a huge difference between ASU's recreational party school and Tucson's depressing meth, heroin, and crack cocaine and all those other things. Yeah, they didn't shoot any of Breaking Bad in Phoenix. I'm just saying. 888-368-1580. All right, so let's take a few moments. We're going to talk football for the most of the show, but before we get any further, Devin Booker got to COVID. He's going to miss the start of training camp because he got to COVID, so he's filthy with the vid. And I don't know if he's vaccinated or not, but I don't know how the NBA is going to deal with this in the upcoming season. I know there's a lot of guys who are saying, well, I'm not going to get vaccinated, and Booker won't say whether he is or isn't. But Kyrie Irving from the Nets, he's got a bigger issue. Phoenix, as you know, according to Doug Ducey and everyone who works in higher government here, COVID? What COVID? So, all the safeties are off. But when you talk about San Francisco or New York City, those are two places where they're like, if you're not vaccinated, you're not playing. You're not allowed to go to these things. You can't. So now Kyrie Irving he won't be able to play any home games if he doesn't get the vaccine. But he's saying, no, people in my Flat Earth Society, they have a cousin who on Facebook has given a very good reason why we shouldn't get the vaccine. And so he's just, he's not going to do it. So, that's going to be a problem for some of these players. And I was surprised this isn't more of a problem for people going to SoFi Stadium or going to, is it Candlestick Park still? What are they playing at?
No, it's
what is that called? Levi Stadium.
Levi Stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's outside, so maybe that's why it's not a big deal. This is all about inside, I guess. So whatever. Anyway, so that keep an eye on that to be a thing or not a thing, because as much as it's going to cost Kyrie Irving a bunch of home games, it could end up costing Devin Booker away games to New York or to San Francisco, when you go over there in that neighborhood to play with the Warriors and stuff. So something to kind of keep an eye on there. By the way, Zion Williamson, did you know he broke his foot? I had no idea.
No, had not heard that.
He had broken his foot in the summer league or summer practice or something, and he's had some surgery, but they're saying, no, he'll probably be okay for the opener. And the Pelicans, by God, he's all they have. So
I think they have some other people.
No, I'm pretty sure that's it.
I don't think Zion's the only one they have.
They had some decent players and they let them walk in free agency. I mean, Jeffrey's damn near right. I mean, this is a dire situation.
They got a couple of guys from the from the food stand. They just come down and help out. But Zion Williamson's turning into that guy, isn't he? The oft injured fella. He's turning into that new fragile player, isn't he?
The Sam Bowie, Greg Oden kind
of.
Where you've got a guy with a ton of talent, but he's just injured a lot. And I think differently from Kevin Love, Zion, the way he plays the game, the style that he plays with, it's so aggressive.
He's the JJ Watt of the NBA.
Oh,
But JJ
that's unfortunate, Jeffrey. I'm going to have to.
Wait,
Thank
why?
you. JJ
No, I'm
Watt
saying
has
he
not been
plays
injured
like-
yet this season.
No, I'm
He-
not talking
he-
about this season. I'm not
I
wishing
see.
ill on
no.
anybody. I'm saying that that's how he plays.
No,
He
but
plays
you
crazy
said it.
hard.
You said it out loud, didn't you?
I did not mean that with any malice. What I'm saying is he plays so hard, there's no sense of moderation, and so then he is oft injured.
Yeah, it's 100 or 0 with Zion, and Zion's never played at 0. So that's where he's at. He's just and it's so intense that
I guess it would have been okay if I'd said Carson Wentz, huh? You'd been all happy with that, wouldn't you?
Well, of course. Carson Wentz ain't on my team, man.
Fine. Well, I think the guy with the whistle maybe shouldn't be so biased. That's all.
Oh, really? You think
Yeah.
I'm biased? Is that
Little
it? You think
bit.
I'm
Yeah, pretty
biased?
much.
Oh, okay.
Very biased, yeah. All right. Don't be short with me, Randy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Learn how thousands of smart homeowners are investing about $1 to avoid expensive home repair bills. John, a former non-customer, said, "My air conditioner broke and I had to spend $1,900 to fix it." Jeff, a customer, wrote, "My air conditioner broke and I got a new one at no out-of-pocket cost." Mary, a former non-customer, wrote, "My heating system stopped running. I had to spend $3,000 to get a new one." Lisa, a customer, wrote, "My heater stopped working. I got it fixed at no out-of-pocket cost." For about $1 a day, you can have all the major appliances and systems in your home guaranteed fixed or replaced with HSC's home warranty coverage. Call now, and the first month is free. If the lines are busy, please call back.
800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. That's 800-657-5714.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And coming up on Friday for your high school football, Yuma Catholic versus Northwest Christian. Wow. Man, these guys are going all over the state. I guess it makes sense because you're looking for state champions, but still kind of weird to me, but whatever. They, of course, on Saturday, it's Notre Dame versus Cincinnati at 11 a.m. in the morning. And then, Randy, you got the is it the Alabama 500 or is it a race of a different name?
Talladega, Yellowwood 500 from Talladega Super Speedway. And it's going to be a crazy race. Of course, yesterday was the Las Vegas race, the Casino 400, whatever. I forget what it is now because we're moving on. We're on to Talladega. But listen, it's going to be a lot of fun, especially after how things turned out yesterday. So that'll be from Talladega Super Speedway.
Well, why does it say Alabama? Is that where Talladega is?
Yeah, it's Talladega, Alabama.
Well, I got that off of I got this name of this race right off of the MRN site, so I don't know why they gave it the wrong names. But so it's the Yellowwood 500
Yellowwood.
at Talladega.
Yellowwood.
No,
Yellowwood.
Okay, just Yella. No W or O.
No,
Yella.
no OW. Yellowwood.
What are you, Yella?
Like that? You got it. Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeehaw, got the Yellowwood 500 at Talladega on Sunday morning.
That's exactly right. Good for you, Jeffrey. Very good.
Man, bleeping-tastic. Mr. Pringle says it could be worse. The Colts playbook could look like this. This is the Bears playbook, and he shows me Tecmo
Tecmo Bowl,
little handhold that held. Yeah, that's. Well, we're going to talk NFL here in just a moment. We are going to cover all the games that happened over the weekend, especially the Cardinals game, because at least there's a win there to talk about. Before we do, some Michael Jordan stories are popping up. First, somebody paid $2,700 for Michael Jordan's worn stanky shorts. That's right.
Yeah.
A pair of his used boxers were on the auction block over the weekend. Somebody snapped them up for $2,784.
Wow.
Is that high or low, you think?
Oh, boy.
I didn't say is the person high. I'm saying, do
Oh.
you think that amount of money is reasonable or is it too little? I mean, that guy got a good dealer there.
27 or 25, 20. How much? $2,500?
$2,784.
I think it's a bit high for a pair of underwear.
Mm-hmm. And would you wear them?
No,
of course not.
No. Well, I mean, they did come with a dry cleaning tag, so that means there's no DNA on them. So, which is, I guess, good or bad, depending on what your thoughts were on these things.
Yeah.
But they did show signs of definite use. Not a big old skid mark. It's just some of the threads had been stretched a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, these unders were provided by Jordan's friend and bodyguard John Michael Wozniak, who was in that Last Dance documentary, and there was also some suits and coats and dress shirts and ties they put at the auction, but the underwear went for that much. I don't know. Think of the the athlete star that you admire the most. Would you pay that much for a pair of
his underwear,
shorts?
man? For a game worn jersey, but no. For underwear, no. Hell no.
No.
Yeah, me neither. I'll pass. I mean, yeah, you're right, Randy. A jersey, a ball cap, a glove, a bat,
yeah,
signed ball,
a pair of shoes. You can put those up on the shelf. Autograph shoe, but
sure.
But underpants, no.
Imagine
I don't
that.
need Michael Jordan's chonies, and I ain't paying $2,700 of my hard-earned dollars to get them either. Good luck. Enjoy those. Try to how the hell are you going to display those?
Yeah, I imagine in roughly the same way you would a jersey.
But that's the part that makes it weird. You walk into the man cave, you open the door, you flip on the lights. There are the jerseys, there's the shoes, the baseball,
Son, you
the
got
glove,
some undies on the wall,
and then right there, Michael Jordan's underwear. Just no, it doesn't fit.
Well, if you're going to do that, go all the way. Get yourself one of those sleek mannequins, the really stylish ones.
Oh boy,
and have it wearing them unders and maybe a jersey too. So he's like Michael Jordan standing there in his jersey and his unders.
I guess the
locker room scene.
Burning question that I have: were they Hanes
jockeys? I think.
No, no kidding. Because I thought he was a big Hanes guy.
No, it was. It was Air. Well, I could be wrong. I thought they were like Air Jordan unders.
Maybe a jockey.
Yeah. Well, I could be wrong.
Maybe he wasn't with Hanes yet.
I don't have a picture because I didn't want one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all right. So, great for Michael Jordan, who's, of course, was boozing it up and gambling it up over there at the Ryder Cup over the weekend. But his son was here in Arizona getting into trouble. I don't know if you heard about this, but on Saturday, his 32-year-old son, Jeffrey Jordan, that's right, Jeffrey, I guess he assaulted some hospital staff. And so here's what happens. He's over at Casa Amigos in Scottsdale, having grown-up fun, I guess. And somebody said he fell and hit his head. Now, well, he's probably drunk. That's what I'm thinking. So bar security came over and they tried to get him out of the bar so he could get medical treatment, but he became combative with them. And so then the police show up to try to help. And, they're like, oh, he's got a medical issue here. Let's get him to the hospital. Then he got there and then it got even worse. I mean, bad enough if you're brawling with cops and bouncers. Yeah. I'm thinking he was maybe not himself at the time, if you know what I mean. So he gets there and he starts attacking hospital staff as they're trying to help him out. All these people just trying to help him out, and he's just going crazy. So I don't know why. I don't know what, but I'm pretty sure he didn't mean it. But I'm not trying to give this kid a pass because he's Michael Jordan's son or nothing. Yeah. I'm just saying this doesn't sound like somebody sober. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what he might have been on, whether it was drink or otherwise. But he was confused and disoriented, and so he got booked into the jail and released later. So,
well, if he hit his head and he had a head injury, he could have a concussion, and that could have zonked him real good and sent him into a place of violence.
Does that happen immediately? I thought that took time.
I would imagine that. Remember when what was the linebacker for the Panthers? Kuechly, he got his bell rung and he was sitting there and he was those were immediate symptoms of a concussion. It's not like him. And he was just weeping like a child, looking around, and
he might have just watched the Fox and Hound, though. You don't know for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I've never seen it, but I guess it's a thing.
It is. You've got to.
Did you cry watching the Fox and the Hound there?
No, but I maybe have crinkled my forehead up. I might have.
I haven't seen it.
Tightened my eyes a bit.
Have you? What movie made you cry, Keon?
Well, Old Yeller. I remember. I remember when
one.
I was a kid. I saw that one. That got me.
Yeah.
I teared up a little bit too because I was like, I want to shoot the dog, and it was. I was asked to leave the classroom.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I don't. I haven't seen that one yet either. I refuse to watch stuff like that when it's sad. I love dogs too much.
You get a little misty at the end of Brian's song there. Come on now. Brian's song, that's a tough one. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Can't say that I've seen it.
You haven't seen Brian's song?
No.
Oh boy.
You really should. You really should. And probably alone, so nobody has to see your giant crocodile tears when that all goes down between James Caan and Billy D. Williams. It's not like it's not Brokeback Mountain or nothing, but it's man love,
Okay.
Randy, I think I've explained it wrong.
I'll
Gale Sayers, Brian Piccolo.
Yeah.
Brian Piccolo, played by James Caan, dying of the cancer, and Billy D. Williams, who plays Gale Sayers, is there for him and hanging, and there's a whole thing.
Okay, and I know the Gale Sayers story too, so that's a little
right.
Oof,
well, it's
okay.
actually more Brian Piccolo's story in this one because he dies. Oh, damn it! I've ruined the movie for him.
Now you spoiled it.
Sorry.
Well, if it's about real people, then that's not really a spoiler.
Still, I hate spoilers. But here's the thing, stay through the credits because there's some hilarious blooper scenes. Moist One says, I've seen Brian's thong. Hello, Moist One.
No.
Just Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. How the hell does a bodyguard get Jordan's stanky underwear? He's really guarding Jordan's body that closely?
I think you know how. I think we don't even need to go into it here on the radio. I think you know how.
You think they were lovers?
No. I think that there was some torrid affair going on there on the road, and it was maybe one of those locker room quickies, if you catch my drift there.
Hide my stuff, buddy.
Here, hold these. I won't need them for a few minutes.
I don't know.
some torrid love affair that was going on. Uh-huh.
I can't, at first I was going to try to say no, and then I was like, it's plausible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it could happen. All right. Okay. I'll allow it. Let's see here. King Kitten says, Keon, Brian's song is so good. Chicago Bears training camp story.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I just hadn't seen it.
Says, and underneath the frame Michael Jordan underwear is the caption, I see London, I see France.
I've got Michael Jordan's underpants.
That's right. Ookla says, maybe I should have named my fantasy team the Colts so we could have both gone winless this year.
Wow.
Hi, Randy. Hello, Keon.
Howdy.
Here's Ookla.
Hey.
Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. Hope you all had a little bit of rain this weekend. Yeah, we did. It was kind of nice out there. The weather has cooled down. Thank God. He says, Boomer Sooners barely pulled it out against the West Virginia. I'm thinking these boys better kick it in the ash here pretty soon, or they're not going to go to any playoffs this year. Anyway, great weekend of football and pro football. And could I get a cold beer, please? And thank you, Randy.
There you are, my friend.
And then he goes on to say depressing things about my Colts, which we will get to a little bit later. But thank you for that. It doesn't matter. I listen. Randy will tell you, I'm very consistent. I do love my Colts. I do love my team, but I have this ability to see how a season is going to go a mile away. And there has yet to be a year where I have been correct about it. And I've been incorrect. This year, I started saying what? It doesn't matter. I got Carson Wentz. Doesn't matter. Oh, he's hurt. Doesn't matter. Oh, he's back. Doesn't matter. The Colts are in big trouble. Big trouble.
Wow.
But I don't want to depress everybody with that. Or, of course, some of you will delight in jumping on. I don't want to depress you, Keon, about your horrible team, having one win. But I do want to help celebrate what all the Phoenix fans and the Arizona Cardinals fans are feeling right now. And that is the feeling of, holy crap, we're undefeated already?
Yep.
How did that happen? Let's talk about that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends who've used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Contractors need bonds, and the professionals at Constructors Bonding have been Arizona's leading surety management team for 40 years. We don't just deliver bonds, we make your bonding better. As the #1 producer with 14 markets, Constructors Bonding has the relationships and expertise to get you better capacity, better rates, and better terms. For better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929. Or visit cbialliance.com.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve. If you or someone you know needs assistance with benefits, health care and wellness, employment, or housing, visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100-plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner, and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harman Solar today. Harman Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 3 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Had a lot of football happen over the weekend, college, pro, otherwise, and I tell you what, this has just been a real fun season so far. Hasn't been an overload of garbage games. It's been a lot of good stuff. But all right, garbage, it was the outcome of, my team, but I'm going to try to cheer up and not think about that. But let's think about the Arizona Cardinals coming back and getting 21 consecutive points and taking care of business against Hairboy and Urban Meyer right there. How did you feel about that game, Randy? Or are you like, hey, that's my team, there you go? Or were you feeling some frustrations?
I got to tell you, the last couple of games here have got me a bit concerned, especially as we go in this week and take on the Los Angeles Rams, who, by the way, since old McVay has been the head coach there, we are over. We're on the schneid, if you will, against the damn Los Angeles Rams. So I think this is a big divisional game this week. And then following that, we go visit San Francisco, or they come here. I can't remember which. So as we open up divisional play here, I'm not I'm keeping everything positive, but you could have let's just, there was a string of profanities when that guy ran the ball back at the end of the first half, which I don't know what the hell Cliff Kingsbury was doing there, and I hope he's listening. Hey, 2 seconds on the damn clock. You have the lead. Don't worry about trying to kick a field goal to set a record. Take a damn knee, go in the damn clubhouse, come back down, and let's whip some ass. But no, we've got to try to be there. I'll get Matt Prater out there so he can go, 68 yards. How ridiculous. Take a knee. 2 seconds left, man.
I do not blame the kicker. His kick was true. He just didn't have the leg to get it the entire way there. What I do blame is, Kingsbury for not having the right personnel on the field. If you know it is that long of a kick, you might want to have a couple of your cornerbacks out there to make sure what happened doesn't happen, because if you're going for a record-setting kick, that would have been the record. 68 would have blown away the other record that stood, and the other one that later in the day was broken. But 68, you're thinking, it might not make it there. And if it doesn't make it there, they might field it. And if they field it, they might run down the field at us. We better have somebody more than, the kicker to try to stop that guy from scoring a touchdown. So it was dumb all the way around. You were getting the ball back at the half. I don't understand why he felt like that was necessary. You about damn lost the game, and it all started to go down a hill from that moment. All across the board, what a dumb play. It just, wasn't worth it. And it was not even worth it.
Even if you're thinking to yourself, you're Cliff Kingsbury and everyone's putting the pressure on you to be more aggressive, open up the playbook. If you're thinking to yourself,
intelligently aggressive,
we've got to go get points, it would have made more sense to just have Kyler throw it. I mean, I don't understand kicking it from that distance. I really don't.
2 seconds left. 2 seconds left in the first half. Take a knee. Just take a knee. So run off the field, regroup, come back out, and kick ass. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. I grabbed the Arizona Cardinals defense on fantasy football just because I thought they would do better than the Buccaneers defense, and I was right. But one of the things that I'm not sure about, because I wasn't paying that close attention, did I get dinged for that
person running the ball back, because that should not have gone against the defense. That was against the offense. The offense kicked that ball and they ran back a touchdown. So my defense in fantasy football shouldn't have been affected. Now, at first it looked like it had been, but later on, I know, well, I got 20 points off the Arizona Cardinals defense. I want to know if I was dinged on that, because then my points should have even been even higher for that defense. So if somebody can tell me that, I'd sure appreciate it. Because, I know you're saying, Jeffrey, aren't you the commissioner? Yeah, but I'm not looking at the scoring thing right now. And I don't know. Moist One says, Jeffrey, that's called special teams. I know, but in that case, that special teams is acting as an offensive player. And special teams isn't under, in fantasy football, defense.
Some leagues they are. So I don't know if that's true about our league, but some leagues, the special teams and the defense, outside of the kicking is its own thing, but the special teams and the defense get rolled into one. So I don't know if that's what it is in our league or not.
I got to tell you, this should have been a much more impressive win before you head into the Los Angeles Rams to allow the Jaguars to do what they did to you, and for your defense to not be a bit more effective.
Whoa. Hold on. Your defense was effective. They were just on the field too much.
Exactly right. That's my point exactly. You left the defense out there, and we're going back to the same old Cardinals, where Cliff Kingsbury and the offense cannot help the defense get a nice breather in the middle of the game there by having a nice, long, sustained drive and putting up points. And for you guys to kick that field goal attempt at the end of the half is unforgivable in my mind. And if I'm a Cardinals fan and I'm realistically looking ahead, I feel quite nervous going into this game against the Rams next week because of that.
Might have kicked it 10 yards closer, maybe. But even then, you don't have to. Why risk it? That's exactly why all the times towards the end of a half, people are like, hey, why did they just knee it? Why didn't they go for it? Well, that's why. This is why. This exact outcome, textbook, why you don't do that sort of thing. I got to tell you, and in some other plays, which I'm sure that you'll remember even better than me, where Kingsbury's just decisions were baffling. The team is better than the coaching. I think that is why they end up winning the game. It wasn't because Kingsbury, oh, what an amazing offensive coach. It's just the team is better than the coaching right now. And Kyler Murray even said himself, he says, yeah, we would have, like 2 years ago, we'd have lost that game for sure, he says. But see us fight through and come on the road and win that. It was good to get a win, he says. But, so do you think in the back of his mind, he knows, but if not for the coaching?
I don't know that a quarterback thinks that about his coach, because you're with that person so much, especially Cliff Kingsbury being so involved in the offense. But I do think that all of the usual trappings of an Arizona loss were all over that game. And they somehow managed to avoid it. And that's like your quintessential Arizona Cardinals trap game. You come off of the emotional victory against the Vikings. You steal a win, and then you go on the road against a team you're supposed to absolutely smoke, and you start off the way you start off there.
Now,
they came back, though.
I will say this. In the second half, our defense looked aggressive and smothering. Jordan Hicks was all over the field. I think he was in every play. So it was like they really got their engines going at halftime. But I think maybe what happened was that 109-yard kick, field goal return for a touchdown may have pissed off some of these veterans in the locker room and said, look, are we gonna let this happen? I think we need to go out and make a statement, don't you? So I will say the second half of the game was much better, in my opinion, defensively speaking and offensively speaking, than the first half. First half, I don't know. They seemed lost. They seemed almost lackadaisical. And I got to tell you, I don't think Kyler Murray is in 100% agreement with Cliff Kingsbury in the way this offense is being called.
Well, let me start with you, and then we'll open up for the people on the text line. 888-368-1580. Randy, are you done with Cliff Kingsbury? Do you feel like, okay, he is hurting the team more than he's helping? Time for a new coach?
Well, we're 3-0 right now. It's hard to justify blowing him out of it. But if we have some sort of catastrophic collapse, I would be done with it. Yeah.
Well, slow down though. Remember when Tom Brady had 10 wins and he was upset, shaking his head? He's like, "This is so bad. Things are so bad right now." Everybody's like, "What are you upset about, Tom?" He's like, "Things are bad. You don't see it the way I see it." And now you are seeing what you are seeing because you're close enough to see that, they eked out that win, but the detriments, the deficits, the problems are still very apparent to you. Maybe not to people on the outside, but to anybody watching, if any kind of intent, these Arizona Cardinals, there are some serious troubles that generally come from the guy standing on the sideline in skinny jeans. I feel like it. Listen, I'm not a Cardinals fan. I'm a Colts fan. I got no skin in this game, but I can see this from the outside as I'm sitting there scratching my head, not just on the attempt on that field goal, but a bunch of the other play calls. I'm starting to think like he is doing more harm than good. You're just lucky enough to have a team that is able to step up and perform at a high level and bail your skinny jeaned ass out.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. Yes.
People out there listening, 888-368-1580. How are you feeling about Coach Kingsbury at the moment, Keon?
I think that like you've got to give him the time because they are undefeated. Like
the
Randy
last couple
said.
of years aren't enough, huh?
No, just because we've been talking about, hey, open up the offense. Well, it's open now. And
come on, kicking is not opening up the
I'm not
offense, and they're talking about the play call and in the sorts of plays you call when Kyler Murray is about to launch a ball. Not, hey, we should kick a field goal from 68 yards.
Yeah, that was obviously stupid. But I'm talking about overall. He's opened up the offense. We wanted to see him throw the ball deep. That's what we were talking about in the preseason. And they've been doing it. And as long as they're winning football games doing that, then you have to. But this is kind of mirage-like to a degree. When you remember last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers started the season 11-0.
Yep.
But if you watch the games, they were squeaking out every single game. And you just felt like it was going to fall apart at a point. And then they lose to the Washington football team in week 12. And their whole season
He just wanted to brag about
No,
well,
I mean, I was happy about it. But no, that's not what I'm trying to brag about. I'm just saying that once a team put the blueprint out on how to beat them, it all fell apart. And I hope that that's not true for this Cliff Kingsbury Cardinals team. Because if that happens, then he's got to go.
That's perfect, Keon. That is a great example. And what Jeffrey said as well, when the Patriots had that winning streak going and Brady still wasn't confident. I'm not confident this team is as good or working as they should together, especially going in now to two tough back-to-back divisional games. I guess the proof will be in the pudding. A lot of people, including Joe Pash, says this Cardinals team plays up to their opponent. So they're going in against a really damn good Los Angeles Rams team. Let's see if this team steps it up this coming week. Because as it is right now, they should have lost a game against the Vikings, and they damn could have lost a game against the Jaguars, except for a good second half. So let's see how this team responds.
There are a lot of mirages out there right now. And I don't know that the Cardinals are a mirage. I feel like the Denver Broncos are a mirage. I think that the Vegas Raiders, to a point, might be a mirage. I don't know. I don't think they should be 0-3, but I'm pretty sure they shouldn't be 3-0. But they are, so that's all that matters. And I'm sure some Raider fans are going to get aggravated at me for saying that. But there are some records out there that are mirages, and maybe some records out there that are mirages in the opposite direction. And you think about the Chiefs being 1-2. What the hell, man? Listen, we're going to talk about all of the games here, but I just want to spend a little more time talking about the Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals in that game, by the way, boy, Connor's looking good, isn't he? Oh, he's a couple of touchdowns right there. And AJ Green is coming into his own. Yeah, there's a lot of pieces on your offense, Randy, that are starting to really shine, man.
You feel pretty confident when you're in close like that in the red zone and you're, on the 2-yard line or whatever, and you've got James Conner coming into the game. He can power his way in. You feel pretty confident with Chase Edmonds rushing attack that he's able to move the ball around. And then you add kind of that streaking number 4 out there, Rondale Moore, who's got more than enough speed to go around. Plus, you got a running, scampering quarterback like Kyler Murray. You got to feel good about that. And you got to feel good that Kyler Murray is pretty damn accurate. Say what you will. The guy puts the ball generally in the right spot for his guy to go get it. Then you got A.J. Green, who everybody said he's old, he's washed up, but he's proving to be a very valuable weapon over these last couple of games. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think all of the pieces are there.
Sure.
But does Kingsbury have them going in the right direction, or is there some dissension and maybe some infighting that we're not seeing?
I think you should blow the whistle on yourself.
Why?
Because you use the term scamper.
There's nothing wrong with using the word scamper.
Would you have used the word scamper if he was a taller quarterback?
Absolutely.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
You would never say scamper about Brock Osweiler. Oh, look at him scamper. No, when you see a taller quarterback running around, you're like, oh, he's scrambling. He's running around. You would never say scamper. Just go ahead and think about that for a while. But I don't
have to. I would use scamper. Russ Wilson, man. Russ Wilson scampers. Drew Brees scampered around.
Yeah, I don't know.
All I'm going to say is to add to Randy's point. This team is perfectly designed to do what Cliff Kingsbury said he wanted to do when he came in. So if he can't win with this team, that might be the end of it.
Yeah, it should be the end of it because I don't think he's a very good coach. Should be the end.
But if he wins with the team, it's going to be hard to justify. Like that's going to be a gutsy move to say, well, if they somehow win, 10, 11 games and they're a playoff team.
Well, the line is playoffs, right, Randy? If they get to the playoffs, then he's home safe. But if they don't make the playoffs, then especially with a start like this, but also remember, correct me if I'm wrong, had a pretty strong start last season and then went right in the toilet like the last 5 games.
Ended up 500 ball. That's not going to cut it.
So, one of the things that happened in the game that they didn't even catch on the play-by-play, but I'm watching that. I'm like, did that just actually happen? With the Jaguars punted, and as soon as Rondale Moore was about to grab the ball, he was about to catch the ball. I guess one of the refs threw a flag, and the exact same time he threw the flag in that direction, it hit the ball before it could even get to Rondale Moore's hands. Now, of course, that interfered with the ball, sent it flying. Everybody thought he muffed the punt, but he didn't. He's just like, the hell, man. And so that luckily one of the Cardinal guys got it. So, but that could have been a return, though, too. So, but it was just one of those things where Moore's like, what the hell just happened? Again, the chances of a flag being thrown and hitting the ball, they're not, I wouldn't call it astronomical, but they're pretty high against that.
I'd say probably the same odds as a pigeon flying right into a Randy Johnson fastball.
You're absolutely right. But why did they throw that flag? I never figured out what the flag was for. I think it was holding on the kicking team or something like that.
I don't recall.
Or was it on the receiving? I can't remember what the flag was, but wouldn't you just do a do-over at that point? If the ref is interfering with the play and causing basically a muff punt akin to a fumble.
I mean, I could see that, but I have a feeling that if the referee somehow interferes with the football, it's a dead ball and the ball is dead right where it's at, and that's where they get the football.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what the call was, but I was just sitting there going, what? I was going to rewind it, but I didn't want to upset my wife. She's very passionate about such things. Yeah. Anyway, so we got to take a break. We'll come back, catch up on the text, and we'll talk about all your other NFL games from the weekend. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Kevin Harlan from Westwood One with a preview of Monday Night Football. Week 3 wraps up in Dallas with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys hosting their division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas moved to 1-1 in another down-to-the-wire game in Week 2. Prescott says getting the win over the Chargers was essential.
We're going to have to go out there and have to score a bunch to win some games, and then there's going to be some games like this one. Defense did a great job. Turnovers, big turnover down there in the red zone when it was needed. It's just important to play off of one another. That's what complimentary football is about. That's how you win games. That's how you become a championship team and be the team that we want to be.
Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia dropped to 1-1 with the loss last week to the 49ers. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner for all the action, the Eagles at the Cowboys on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Used as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Time for an oil change? We've got what you need to check it off your list. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Max Life High Mileage Motor Oil and an STP oil filter, plus an STP air filter or cabin air filter, all for just $35.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
you better have a good excuse.
Yeah. We've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it.
Very well. Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Get it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And Oaktown Destroyer says, Jeffrey, I'm not getting mad at you for doubting the Raiders' record, but they've beaten 3 playoff teams, to be fair. Listen, again, let's talk about the Raiders here for a moment. They beat the Dolphins. Wait, did they make the playoffs last year?
No.
The Dolphins? Okay, so that's not a playoff team, Oaktown Destroyer. Who are the other teams they've beaten so far?
They've beaten
I don't have
the Ravens.
All right, the Ravens. I'll give you that. Oaktown Destroyer. I'll give you that. And
that
I don't have in front of me. So who is the other one? Oaktown Destroyer. He says, by the way, when was the last time the Raiders and the Broncos were 3-0 at the same time? I know I saw that, and and to see the Chiefs 1-2. That is a mirage. That has to be a mirage. The Broncos, mirage. The Chiefs at the moment, mirage. Raiders, I'm not just pandering because I know there's a lot of you Raider fans out there and you'll stab me. I'm honestly, I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I mean, they've been able to do this without, the Steelers. Nah, come on, man. That's a quarterbackless team. You can't really take that too seriously yet. I'll be more impressed when you beat some actual solid teams, Oaktown Destroyer. But
they got the Chargers coming up, so that's going to be
that'd be a good test,
solid test, yeah.
So the Chargers beat the Chiefs, so now you can make a case with that one, Oaktown Destroyer. But you got to give the Raiders credit. Josh Jacobs hasn't played in 2 games, and they've still found ways to get it done. I mean, we could start to post-mortem all this and say, is the Steelers defense really what it used to be? Is the Dolphins really a team that anybody should be all that scared of? I'm not going to call it a mirage, but I'm saying it's mirage-ish. What do you think?
I think there's some credence to that, especially when you look at how they beat the Dolphins. They had to go to overtime. You win by 3, but I do think that the Ravens win was a legitimate win. I just want to see them do it against some actually good teams. 2/3 of these wins they're not good wins.
Yeah.
You'll take them, but they're not great.
Yeah. Feel good about it, Oaktown Destroyer. Every win matters, especially when you're dealing with the Raiders. But we'll see if you've got a vastly improved team or not here in the next couple of games. And I'm not saying that to be rude or a wise ass, just being honest. Blissful Hayes says, happy Monday, Jeffrey, Randy, Keon, Fourth Dimension. Matt Prater's 68-yard field goal attempt yesterday came up short. Not going to read the rest of it. Kyle G says, wow, yesterday was the day for special teams, kickers especially. I loved all those close games. Yeah, where Prater could not quite get it done, old Tucker over there for the Baltimore Ravens, he got it done and set the record for longest field goal kick at 66 yards. So if Prater had been able to make it happen, he'd own that record, and I don't see anybody beating 68 anytime soon. But even then, 66 is kind of amazing. And that ball, he kicks this ball, and I thought it dunked back out. I thought, oh, what a shame. He almost made it, but it didn't hit the front of the crossbar. It sort of hit the back tail of that strut and bounced in, and it was good.
Which tells you how accurate Justin Tucker is as a kicker.
That
it went so right down the middle. It hit the back tail. Yeah, insane.
Yeah, and both of their kicks were dead on. The problem was Prater's just didn't quite have the leg to get the rest of the way there. Nothing against him. Amazing effort.
All I could say about this, my poor fellow friends in Detroit, trying to will the Lions to a damn win, and that's how you lose it. I feel bad for you, my friends in Detroit. I believe in this team. I think they're going to come back. They're going to have a winning season.
They're not. That is not a mirage. That is an accurate representation of the Detroit Lions.
Well, I mean,
you just sent away a great quarterback, and now you've got a shadow of a great quarterback, and this is going to be worse than last year. And I'm sorry, Randy, you're going to be wearing that.
Maybe. That's what Detroit needed, was a guy to come in who wasn't a great quarterback.
Clearly, with an 0-3 record, you're so right.
Hey, they almost beat the Ravens yesterday. That's all I'm going to say.
Almost. Well, put that up on the banner, kind of like my Colts did with their participation trophy banner. Yeah, let's do that. That'll help. You're still going to end up wearing a hat that says Lions on it next year.
You just know from the Detroit Lions, as currently constructed, the way they've played football this year, you're going to get two great quarters out of Jared Goff. It could be any two. You have no idea which two.
The wrong two, generally.
Yeah, but the other two, they stink, and that's what happened yesterday. It is what happened against the Packers, and that's
Bring it on! I love it. I love a challenge. Bring it on! I love it.
The
There's
Lions.
only one thing challenged right now. Zay says the Cards field goal play was as hard to watch as the Raiders not punting on their end of the field in the first half.
Yeah.
Flame 100 says I'd take Kingsbury over Matt Nagy. So that's an interesting point. Mr. Pringle says it appears that Kyler is okay. I'm not doing short jokes, especially not on a day that the Cardinals win. But he does say Rams look like the cream of the crop early in the season right now, though, don't they?
I mean, so far, but we'll see when they start playing their divisional opponents. We'll see if this team is a juggernaut or it is a well-constructed, NFL Western team. And we're going to see how this, starting this weekend, we're going to see what happens. If they come out and just lambast the Cardinals and walk away with it, then I would start leaning towards a juggernaut of a team.
Mr. Pringle, he also says, when the Cardinals play a decent professional team instead of the bottom feeders, then we can talk.
A decent professional team.
Are the Vikings not a decent professional team? That's not a bottom.
Well, at first we did not think they were, but they turned it around and did something yesterday. So Bruno Baller says, I don't think the Cardinals are a mirage, maybe more of a circus kind of thing. The Bears, oh wow, the way the Bears looked yesterday, the Lions might beat them next week.
The Lions will beat them next week.
Anything's possible.
Not that we're doing the picks right now, but just that's a fact.
Charlie Boy says, hey guys, I went to the Diamondbacks game on Saturday and I had a good time, even though winning the game meant nothing, but it was a win for the Diamondbacks. I told you guys they'll win one out of most every series. Oh, look at that. He got himself a nice new Los D-backs hat. Nice.
Good for you, Charlie boy.
Well done, Charlie boy. Robert Surprise says, I'm a Raiders fan and I'm still up in the air on them. If they can beat the Chargers this weekend, it'll go a long way, for Raider Nation confidence. And that's the thing about the Raiders. They know me. They know me. I've been a supporter of the Raiders when other people were scoffing. I can tell when that's a good team, and I'll support them as a good team when they're a good team. I just can't tell for sure just yet. After the last couple of years of Gruden and Carr, I still can't quite. It's not in focus yet. Let's just say that. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I think I might get my first win of the season. Come on, CeeDee Lamb tonight. I'm already got 30-point lead, so I think I'm safe. Garbage time is the best time in fantasy football. I love garbage time. Just it doesn't even matter. I think I was in garbage time last night, but Devontae Adams, when he went down, I'm like, oh, my season. Okay, he's good. And then, I hope he's okay.
Priorities
in that order, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not the only person. Kent Kenton says, if you put $20 in the Coyotes to win the Stanley Cup, you could win $3,000. I don't think I would waste that $20.
And why do you think the odds are that way?
Yeah. Just a Tip says, Jeffrey, please blow the short whistle on Randy. The short joke whistle. According to Merriam-Webster, scamper is defined to run nimbly and playfully. The kids were scampering about in the field, and a mouse scampered across a field. Those were the sentences used in reference to the word scamper by the Merriam-Webster dictionary. So, Jeffrey, a blatant attack on my quarterback. I will not stand for such antics. Randy should blow the whistle on himself.
No, those are just example sentences. It has nothing to do with the height of a person. It's somebody that's very nimble. It can move around quickly. It could be anybody. Hell, it could be
Did
that
you
guy.
see LeBron James scamper? Oh, yeah.
Well, what do you do with that guy from Usain Bolt? What is he?
He's a lightning bolt. He runs
exactly.
Like hell.
He scampers, doesn't he? He scampers.
He
runs quickly, does he not?
But you're not even.
Usain Bolt is well over 6 feet. All of you to get a ladder and get off my back.
Yeah, sorry. There's only one person who needs a ladder.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting
on a victory Monday of all days.
That's because
I'm not gonna go. I'm just gonna stop. Mr. Wilbur says, "Can I reserve my judgment of the Cardinals coach until after the next 2 weeks? If we get blown out in both those games, but I don't think we will. But then maybe we could say there's definitely an issue. All right, fair enough. It's way too early in the season. You're right.
Oh yeah."
Fed Fan says, just now I had a chance to listen, so I may be repeating somebody else, but I don't think Detroit is as bad as their record, and Baltimore isn't as good as their record.
Thank you.
Well, Baltimore's 2-1. I think they're exactly as good as their record.
Yeah, and they beat the Chiefs, which
but they almost lost to the Lions.
Boomer Sooner, Bruno Baller says, if you put $20 in the Coyotes, you'll lose $20 in the Coyotes.
I'm pretty sure.
Papa Mike says the difference between the two halves of the Cardinals game was Hole driving home from Vegas. I was forced to listen to the game on some local lame station. The second half, I was watching in my living room. All right. I don't really understand the point there. But okay.
Is he saying that he caused the second half turnaround for the Cards there?
Thank God you got home in time. La Furia Roja says Phoenix Rising has become the first team to qualify for the playoffs. Congratulations, soccer people.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oaktown Destroyer says, believe me, Jeffrey, I'm not a big Gruden fan either. He's just, probably should have stayed in broadcasting. True. But you know what? He's making some serious money. And obviously there's no real expectations of success. Boogie says, I would take a broken Magic 8-ball over Matt Nagy.
Yeah, a broken Magic 8-ball. Nice.
Well, if you just shake a broken Magic 8-ball, it'll call a running play for Justin Fields every once in a while. So you've got that going for you.
Rough Rob says, afternoon, guys. Man, this NFL weekend was wild, and we got a lot more to go. Yeah, this is looking to be a pretty fun season. Daylight Drew says, hope you all had a good weekend. Oktoberfest in Fountain Hills was awesome. Please pour me a hefty Prost, please. Or pour me a hefty Prost. Box of Screws says, former Lion on former Lion crime in one game only for the Lions to get tuckered. I'd be more furious if I hadn't picked Baltimore in the survivor pool. Why? Yeah, I got you there. Let's see. I'm not reading that Fubar 1000, but he does say kickers are essential. Russell Hayes says the Colts need to sign Joe Flacco to be their quarterback of the future.
Oh, boy.
I can't even get upset about it. I can't even defend it. It's just, it's over. Just, I told you guys it was going to be bad. Everybody's like, oh, Jeffrey, no, the team looks good. Oh, no, trust me, I know my team. Senior Wakenbeck says, yep, last second loss for my Niners, but we'll recover, Jeffrey. Next year's first pick is waiting. No. You got to get in line behind the Colts. We're going to get the first pick this year. He says, Keon, unaware if your Washington Washups won or lost my money. Is you lost? What? Hey, Randy, do you believe in miracles? Cardinals 3-0, but I'm sure it'll end and they'll shoot themselves in the foot for sure.
You don't know if
Senior Wake and Bake? Is this Senior Wake and Bake?
Yeah, he's pretty well baked.
Hey, welcome to the show, Senior Wake and Bake.
And Washington lost. So yeah, we know. They were playing Buffalo and they lost. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out.
Hey, at least you have a win. Blissful A says, so the blender policy is we can only text in immature Kyler Murray short jokes when the Cardinals lose. No, I don't know. I just didn't feel right reading the short jokes right now. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of wind in my sails with my Colts being totally defeated and the Cardinals being completely undefeated. So yeah, I'm not saying we're never going to read short jokes again, but the Monday right after a win, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. Zay says the Cards did come through with a victory, but yeah. How did Kyler do in fantasy? I don't think it was a small amount, right?
No, he did pretty good. I could bring it up. He is my quarterback on my fantasy team. And,
yeah, he had like 50 points from him last week.
Yeah, it's 319 yards passing, I believe. And let's see here. He is damn, I went the wrong way.
King Kenton says Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner on the radio. That's right. Monday Night Football. Rich Eisen in the studio, which is a new thing this year on Westwood One's Monday Night Football radio broadcast. Sounds damn good if you ask me.
24.7. 24.7.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was the big quarterback this week?
Well, Matt Stafford put up 45. So
there you go. That's the guy. How did Josh Allen do? Boy, the Bills just. Oh, sorry, Keon.
Yeah. No, well, we're gonna get here eventually.
It's in order. It's in the order on my sheet here that that's the first game that I'm supposed to talk about. But Josh Allen and the Bills beat down the Washington football team 43-21. My question is, where the hell those 21 points come from? Good for you, Keon.
Taylor Heineke playing his ass off. Like Taylor Heineke really can play. I don't know how great he's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to last.
No, I know the Bills were very appreciative of his talents when when he threw him the ball twice.
I mean, yeah, then they were bad interceptions too. One of them wasn't so much on him, but the other one was just, good God, what were you doing? But this is the first road game he's ever played. I like Taylor Heineke. I'm kind of grading a little bit on a curve because he's never really had this experience being an NFL starter week in and week out and having a team depend on him. And for a guy with not that experience, he really does make a ton of plays. He should have been sacked like 10 times. He personally ran out the pocket and really put them in positions to score. But this defense is supposed to be a whole lot better, and I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
I was worried about your Washington defense at week one because you told me, holy crap, they've got a great defense. I have yet to see it. I have yet to see a great defense out of the Washington football team.
I think that what happened was they were hyped up. I think they believed their own hype, and they just weren't as prepared to go this season as they should have been. Chase Young looks really good. He's getting a ton of pressure, but the rest of that defensive line looks bad. Secondary looks bad. We don't have any corners. Signed some guys in the offseason that look like they might be good. Nope. They're underachieving. A lot of pass interference. It's just they look terrible. And that was supposed to be the good part of the team. In fact, the offense actually looks pretty serviceable, and the defense looks like complete garbage. So now I don't even know what to think.
I don't blame you. By the way, Emmanuel Sanders, is that his coming out party? Is he back to being a fantasy football point getter, or was it just because they were playing the Washington football team?
I couldn't tell you. Probably because they were playing Washington. The corners are bad. Like part of it is they can't get any pressure on quarterbacks because you could just get the ball out of your hands very quickly, and there's usually somebody wide open in space. They refuse to play man-to-man. I think a little bit of it has to do with they were playing Washington.
Well, listen, we won't, beat up on poor Keon and his horrible Washington football team for much longer, mostly because every time I make a joke about them being bad, it hurts my soul because the Colts are worse. It doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel right. Like, thank God Phil's not here anymore. Holy Lord. 3-0 Broncos.
Can you imagine? He'd be insufferable. I knew him for about a week and a half, and I can tell you right now,
I'd fire
insufferable.
him. I'd have to just fire him. I would just, we'd have canceled the show. I don't even care if we had help or not. I would not have been able to listen to him. So, all right, when we come back, let's keep talking about all the games over the weekend. We have the Browns, the Ravens, and of course, Kansas City. What the hell's going on there? Of course, your text here on the text line. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692.
Jeff Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 181106, Bear Financial Group, AZMB-09047774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now, you can get your first week $31.95 absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Bruce and Dale here. Remember, football is starting soon, and your exclusive home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56, The Fanatic wants to make your business a part of the act.
Advertise your business on all the primetime NFL games during the regular season.
Your custom-produced radio commercial will air 2, even 3 times in every game.
Plus, your business is branded during dozens of weekly NFL promos on the station, stream, app, and website.
And you'll get commercials read live during our morning and afternoon drive shows.
Plus, get 5 extra daily spots throughout the week and matching spots on our live stream website and on the 1580 The Fanatic Sports app.
You can even lock your competition out of this offer with our category exclusive option plan.
All this for our best deal ever.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com for all the info and details.
Don't get a delay of game penalty.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com and get in the game today.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100-plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner, and it's lasting longer. And your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harman Solar today. Harman Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
We give you so much sports, you'll have to hit the showers after listening. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Coming up at 4:30, you got Eagles at Cowboys here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's catch up on the text line and keep talking about this weekend games there. Boomer Sooner, I don't know what you're talking about. Zay says, Keon, at least your team didn't get shut out. Oh, yeah. There was There was one shutout this weekend. There was one shutout, and that was the Broncos beating the Jets by a score that actually does in real life make sense, 26-0. And, well, there's really not much more you can say about that. The Jets are the Jets. I don't know why you'd be the least bit surprised about any of that there, say. And also, I'm a little bit shocked to come into the understanding that your team are the Jets. I thought only Bruce Jacobs was a Jets fan because the rest are in hiding. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says, we definitely know Kyler wasn't the big quarterback yesterday. Fifth letter says, just getting back into town. Got reception now. Have we talked about them? Raiders. No, not yet. Well, a little bit, but we'll talk about them more here in just a second. Bruno Baller says the verb definition of the word scamper, especially of a small animal or child, to run with quick-like steps, as in fear or excitement. Small animal or child.
I have heard quarterback runs referred to as quarterback scampers before.
Thank you.
Anybody over 6 foot?
I heard it about Aaron Rodgers on a broadcast.
No, you didn't.
I have.
You're just kissing ass. You're just trying to stay on Randy's good side.
I am not.
I don't believe you. Just Tip says Keon sure seems to have a mean, angry side. Oh my goodness, the way he retaliates instantly is kind of frightening. I had a dog that during his life got hit by a car. He lost a leg to a snake bite. One of his eyes turned all filmy white. Got one of his ears caught in the spokes of my bike. We named him Lucky. Point is, towards the end of his life, he was real upright and had instant retaliation to anything. That is what I feel is coming now from Keon.
In what context? Wait, hold on.
Was that about his Washington football team?
Okay, I've always been defensive about them, so I don't know. That's not new.
You're very snippy, I think is what he's trying to say.
Okay, well,
kind of snippy there.
Maybe. I don't know.
Mr. Pringle says Robert Griffin's one good knee is still available, Jeffrey. Just saying. Shut up. Let's see. Mr. Wilbur says, come on, look on the bright side. We could be Bruce Jacobs right now. All of us? Blissful A says the Bears are the worst team in the NFL. Pathetically and historically bad. The owner doesn't care about winning, unfortunately. Bears had 47 total yards yesterday.
One passing yard.
That shouldn't count. Now, come on, let's be honest. Now, I know what you're talking about. Justin Fields, he had what was it? 30. He had 68 yards passing, and then somehow he got sacked for 67 yards. He ran backwards 67 yards and got sacked. Is that true?
I don't on one play.
Not one. Okay, it wasn't just one play.
Over several plays. Yeah, he got sacked a bazillion times. Yeah.
Okay, good. I mean, not good, but still. I mean, when I saw the stat, I'm like, how in the hell? And it showed, he was sacked. Oh my God. So yeah, no, that is more about Justin Fields. It's not about him. It's about that O-line, lack thereof. They were going 7 to protect, and they still destroyed Justin Fields. When you got 7 guys up there with the only job to protect the quarterback, not 4, 7. That's a real number, 7. And you can't protect your quarterback. Oh, just forfeit the game before somebody gets hurt. And the Bears got dominated by the Browns yesterday, which, by the way, that domination was only a 26-6 win. And I guess that's because the defense maybe was playing a little better than they have, but still, that was so ugly.
It was really bad to watch. I didn't watch the whole thing, but just the highlights of Justin Fields being sacked repeatedly. Brutal, absolutely brutal. And I think the Browns just did enough.
Yeah, and of course, the Bears did their own sacking. Baker Mayfield went down 5 times, but, he also was able to get some touchdowns and no interceptions and stuff like that. So, this is now a ticking clock. Will they fire Nagy mid-season, you think?
If the ownership group really doesn't care about winning, no. They'll let him finish it out. The general manager will make a move at the end of the season. But why make a move? If the ownership group, like the Bears fans think and feel and say, don't care about winning, they'll just be status quo. They have a hard time getting rid of anybody in Chicago. They had old Twitchy, what's his name, had the show on the E! Network there. Yeah. Jay Cutler, they had him for so long. He was horrible.
I really think that the defense has been declining up there forever. Have they fired their defensive coordinator? No. Have they fired their general manager who is putting together this defense that is rapidly declining? No. If they were going to fire Matt Nagy, they would have fired Matt Nagy, at any point prior to drafting a brand new quarterback. Because if you thought he was bad with the last quarterback you drafted, I don't know what on earth would make you think he was good with this one. And he looks like he's actively trying to get him killed.
I would just like to know what Bear fans think this morning after watching that horrible performance by the offense and also Justin Fields, who I think a lot of Bear fans really thought he was the answer. Well, it sounds like he's not the answer. He's another question right now because that whole offense is bad.
Yeah, here's what you got to do. Here's the problem. The answer is fire the GM, because if you have 7 players trying to protect Justin Fields during any given play and they fail, you have horrible personnel. That goes right to the GM. Second, Matt Nagy's a horrible coach. So that needs to get blown the hell up and bring some more players in there. But I honestly didn't see anything in watching a lot of that game that points towards Justin Fields being bad.
No, I didn't say it was bad. I was just saying, remember all the uprising? We don't want to have the Red Rocket in there. Bring in Justin Fields. I think
they were right.
If I'm a Bear fan, I don't want Justin Fields anywhere near the field until we fix the other problems.
Okay,
that kid's going to get destroyed.
Yeah,
that's fair. That part right there. Okay, yes, that I can agree with. But he, on the other hand, you still need to get him educated. You still need to get him out there. Getting his as far as reps and becoming a better quarterback. You spent a lot of money on the guy. You best start letting him get some experience.
And some of his skill set is running the football. Like, this is part of it that comes back to Nagy is get him an RPO, get him the read option. He's good at that stuff. I'm not saying run it every play, but get some of that in there so that he can use his skill set. And also you keep the defense a little bit more off guard. And Justin Fields on a 5-step drop every single play doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, it's horrible. You got to set the kid up for success. You got to put some plays in that this kid can actually blossom and move the offense. Good God, he's probably walking in the Bears building today and he's peeking around every quarter to make sure he's not. Yeah, so he's not going to get tackled again. Last night's sleep was probably broken through many times of feeling like somebody was going to hit him again.
Yeah, his old cadence has changed from to oh God no, oh God no. I don't want the ball. No, don't hike it.
Oh, dear God.
That is an amazing feat, though. By the way, he should not have been dinged for the sacks. I don't think that a quarterback's passing yardage should be marked back for a sack. To me, that's a loss of a run. If you're, a run, that should be marked on a negative on run, not on passing. His passing yards should not be taken away if he gets sacked through no fault of his own.
Absolutely.
Why do we run those stats that way? I don't understand. The same way we if there's a pass interference call and the team gets to move up, well, shouldn't the quarterback and the receiver get those yards too?
Well, it's kind of like in baseball. The pitcher doesn't get necessarily he doesn't get the putouts. The catcher gets the putouts. The pitcher records the strikeout, but the catcher gets an enormous amount of putouts because he caught the strike. That's just kind of one of those weird oddities when it comes to stats.
All right, let's talk about the Ravens and that 66-yard field goal. Now, we've already talked some about that game. The Lions are horrible. The Baltimore is so-so. But that field goal, is that it? Is that the limit? Do you think anybody's ever going to kick farther than 66-yard field goal?
Yes. If the Matt Prater kick is any indication, if you put that kick in Denver,
it was a 2-yard difference. It was a 2-yard difference, and he was short, and that went right in the hands of a guy who then ran it back 102 yards.
Yeah.
So look at the angle and where he would be. I don't know that Prater had 66 yards on that ball. He had to have 64, 65.
You got to take into account the temperature too, and the play. They're in Florida. The air is thicker. I'm saying you take that and put that in Denver, Colorado. You don't think someone's going to try that from there? Matt Prater originally set a record kicking in Denver.
Yeah.
You put that in a dome. Do you think that goes a little bit better? I think that
wind
someone
from your back,
will have a chance.
Yeah,
right.
I think that Prater may have practiced it and has probably hit it, and he probably just didn't hit the ball true and enough to get it as far as it went. I think he was like 5 yards short. That's why it fell into that deep cornerback's arms.
Might have been less than 5.
Yeah. 5 or what do you guys think? 10 yards
couple
short?
yards. And I think it was just a couple.
You think it
yards
was just
short.
a couple yards?
Yeah, it was just short.
And we also got to think about where it would have to go through on height and then trajectory down when it finally got to the guy who caught it. That's, that where it'd have to be in the height to go past the field goal bar there. So maybe 3 yards short. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So 3 yards, 5 yards, whatever it might be. But I mean, still, he may not have hit it true enough to actually get that full length. He's probably hit it before, and that's why they put him out there. I still think it was the stupidest call all weekend.
Yeah,
it was the worst call all weekend.
Yeah, Nagy wouldn't even have done that. How do you feel?
I don't know. That flea flicker that the Jaguars called where Trevor Lawrence got the ball back and he was immediately being tackled. Had the running back kept it, he would have been tackled for a loss of yards.
Yeah.
That to me is probably the worst call of the weekend.
That was pretty bad. Zay wants everybody to know, hey, I am not a Jets fan. I'm a Raider fan. Raider Nation 3-0. Okay, we've clarified that there for you, Zay.
Happy for you, by the way.
2454, who refuses to give himself a texture nickname, says, afternoon, fellas. Hey, Randy. Pat Carell was a Major League Baseball coach, I believe, in the 80s.
There you go. Thank you. I knew
Well,
I
you're
had
talking-
it locked away in my head somewhere.
It only took an hour and 45 minutes for that to come back around to who his dad was.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner says, sorry, Jeffrey, I thought you said something about not really short, but miniature, tiny, minus stature or something just off board that he didn't catch there. No, I don't. Don't get me in trouble. Thunder Santa Barbarian says, hey, Jeffrey, think about it this way. The Colts are only one game worse than the Kansas City Chiefs. Sorry, haven't been around much, everybody. Started student teaching. I've been very busy. Hope your Colts do better, though. They're kind of a farm team for the Broncos, so it'd be nice to see them develop more talent.
Oh, boy.
You get one Hall of Fame quarterback out of us.
Wow.
He's still a Colt for life. I don't even know what you people are thinking. La Furia Rojas says ASU beating UCLA this weekend. Book it, says La Furia Rojas.
Boy, I hope so, La Furia Rojas.
Shamoy says, Jeffrey, can I say something? Can I speak freely? Is this a safe place? As a Niners fan, I'm hurt. My heart is crying. Hey, buck up there, Buttercup, before I give you a man card violation. For all the smack talk your Niner fans do.
Yeah.
No, I give you no absolution. In fact, we're going to talk about how the Niners got their asses kicked by the, all right, wasn't that big. Well, still, we're going to talk about that when we come back. So, no, maybe this isn't a safe place for you, my friend, but we'll be talking about that and all the other games when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Football is starting soon, and your exclusive home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56. The Fanatic wants to make your business a part of the action. Advertise your business on all the primetime NFL games, Monday, Thursday, and Sunday during the regular season.
Here's the game plan.
Your custom-produced radio commercial will air 2, even 3 times in every game. Plus, your business is branded during dozens of weekly NFL promos on the station, stream, app, and website. And you'll get commercial reads live during our morning and afternoon drive shows each week promoting your business.
Don't forget about special teams.
Your business gets 5 extra daily spots throughout the week and matching spots on our live stream website and on the 1580 The Fanatic Sports app. Plus, you can play defense against your competition and lock them out with our category exclusive option play. All this for the best deal ever. Now, even your small business can play with the pros. Go to 1580thefanatic.com for all the info and details. Is your business ready for football season? Go to 1580thefanatic.com and get in the game today.
What if I told you there's a wealth management firm that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee? Think it doesn't exist? Think again.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. When you start a new relationship with Compact, we'll create your customized investment portfolio and financial plan dedicated to help you reach your goals. Try us out for a year. If you're not happy for any reason, you'll get all of the management and maintenance fee that you paid refunded. This is our 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Dial pound 250 on your cell phone phone and use the keyword Talk to Mo to find out more. Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword Talk to Mo. Satisfaction guarantee doesn't apply to fees and commissions charged by third parties for such things as insurance products or mutual fund redemptions. It also doesn't apply to any market losses which might occur in an account. For additional information regarding this guarantee, please see the disclosure brochure available at the time you enroll or upon request.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Randy, I just read something. I don't know how I'm going to make this work, but I guess to make a sword out of the blood of my enemies,
yes,
I'd have to kill 359 people to get enough iron from their blood to make a really good longsword. Well, I don't want to kill 359 people.
No.
What if I got like 800 people to donate 2 pints of blood?
Yeah, there we go. People that you really, really despise, have them donate all the pints of blood
voluntarily, so I don't get in trouble.
Of course, right. And then you forge it all together. Forge it all together in the fires of anger and bitterness. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, here they got an iron worker.
My son has a foundry. He could do it.
You know, and let it ring. Oh my God,
Hold on.
Jeffrey. That would be amazing.
Keon, how many pints of blood are in the human body? Is it 4, 6? How many is that? My math might be off. I might need 1,200 people to donate 2 pints of blood. I don't have all the facts.
More difficult. Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of problems here. I don't have 1,200 enemies. I mean, I could piss off the Phoenix Rising fans again. That might do it.
Well, you did do that once.
I don't know if I'd be able to get them to donate their blood.
Maybe. They're crazy.
I don't know why this was a fact that showed up in a trip.
There are 10 pints of blood in the human body.
Damn. So I need.
A lot of blood donation places at the max will take 1
That's
pint.
a lot of people. You're up to like 12,000 people now.
See, or it'd just be easier to kill those people. You know what I mean?
Well,
it might be easier to just kill the 359 people rather than trying to get somebody.
How many enemies do you estimate that you have? People that you're my enemy. How many people?
2 or 3,
All right.
maybe.
So here's what you do. Have your son fire up the old forge over there. Get that get it going. Get some metallurgy together and get it melted up real good. And then you get 2 or 3 people to give you each some of their blood. You pour it in there in the steel, and then
it won't be
put it
enough.
all together. Now you have a sword of victory over your enemies.
Listen, I watch a lot of Criminal Minds, so now this just occurred to me.
Okay.
I could kidnap those handful of people and chain them something and take a little bit of their blood, over time until I've got enough. And then I can have the sword made. I don't have to hurt nobody, but maybe just a little bit of kidnapping.
Well, is kidnapping, and then there's the abuse by getting the blood, extracting the blood.
Oh, no, don't worry. I'll totally murder him. You'll never hear from me again. I'm
oh,
just saying.
Okay.
Like I said,
Okay.
I've learned a lot from watching Criminal Minds.
All right.
All right. Well, so I don't know why they even show me that bit of trivia. If they, realistically, I'll never be able to get the blood of 359 people.
As long as I've been on the show, that has to be one of the darkest bits we've ever done.
I didn't say like the blood of 359 puppies. That would have been the darkest thing we've ever done.
It would have been very dark. You're right. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Let's go to the text line and get caught up, and then we'll keep talking about some of the games over the weekend. Hefty Lefty says, yeah, that kick broke 2 records yesterday, longest ever in a game, and also the longest game winner. Dempsey had the record for the game winner at 63 yards, which, by the way, is still just a monstrous kick. Thank you for that.
By a guy with only half a foot, by the way.
Boogie says, Matt Nagy threw that game to prove the point. He is right, and Dalton is the better option at quarterback. No, all he's doing is saying that no matter what happens, he'll play Dalton because he's trying to not get Fields killed because he knows his team can't protect him. That's what it is.
I mean, if he wanted to prove that Justin Fields wasn't the better quarterback, why didn't he run any of the plays that Justin Fields is good at?
Yeah, what the hell's up with that playbook, right? Boogie says 2 things. 1, Giants can scamper. And 2, the Ravens should have lost that game because it should have been a 71-yard field goal attempt. But the refs let 3 seconds go after the play clock ended, and they were called delay of game penalty that should have been called. Yeah, I've gone back and I've seen the tape. Should have, would have, could have. Listen, they missed a helmet-to-helmet contact by a player on Devontae Adams, a 49er player, just went pow, and it rang his bell. And if you're telling me this morning Devontae Adams didn't have any kind of a concussion, you are just a liar and a half. And so is Devontae Adams for saying, oh, it's just really more about my chest. Dude, we saw the camera angle of his eyes, and he was just like, the lights were on and no one was home, man.
To be fair to Devontae Adams, I don't think he remembers being hit. So he's not the person you should even ask.
So, yeah, that was all a bunch of boo-boo. Fed Fan says, one of my favorite lady tennis players is playing right now. I'm sorry. Go football. Well, you don't tell us who your favorite lady tennis player is playing. Just, what's her name? If you're going to say that much, go the rest of the way there, Fed Fan. Random Texter says, last quarterback I heard to have their run referred to as a scamper was Doug Flutie. And by the way, after the shot that Justin Fields took in the preseason game against the Buffalo Bills, I can't understand why the Bears have Justin Fields anywhere near the field at all. And that was in preseason. Mr. Wilbur says Jacksonville is only 16 feet above sea level. The more you know. Just the Tip says, Chris Bassett, the Oakland Athletics pitcher who took the batted ball right off his face. But by golly, that guy's pitching again. In his first 3 innings, he's allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 4. It's amazing he's back on the bump so soon. Giant onions hanging on that dude.
Good for him, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Navy Brad says, greetings, guys. Another great weekend of football. My fantasy team dropped another one. Next week, we rebound, I hope. Case the Cook says, point to ponder. Should the winning Ryder Cup team be allowed to return to defend the cup or continue with the current selection process?
Wow, that's a good question.
It goes to reason that they will probably just do the current selection process and land up with mostly the same guys anyway. By the way, who else felt just a little uncomfortable when Brooksy and the other Shambo were hugging?
It didn't feel like, first off, weird, but yeah, it didn't feel like it was genuine. It just like we have to do this.
I get it. There's sexual tension. I get it. Bruno Baller says we should have an exciting Los Angeles area versus Phoenix area football doubleheader this weekend. ASU playing UCLA, and of course the Cardinals playing the Rams.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tense weekend. Wessel Hayes says, hey, Jeffrey, Tim Tebow is available for shut up.
Sorry, man.
Box of Screws says, Jeffrey, you're overthinking this. Just make a sword of friendship using the blood of the 4th dimension. Do you think everybody would donate me a couple of pints of blood for my sword of friendship? I don't think they're going to want to do that. And I've met some of you in person. I don't want to handle your blood. I don't want to be,
talking to you, moist one.
Yeah. It will.
The first name that came to mind.
Well, here's the thing. The minute Moislin's blood gets into the mix and a couple other people, and all of a sudden my sword is called the herpes. That's all. I mean, I can't wield the herpes. Killer Rabbit says, Jeffrey, I'd donate some of my blood to you, but mostly there's just alcohol in it.
Yeah.
I'd be all right with that. Thundar the San Barbarian says, so if Jeffrey's going to drain all the blood from 120 people, he could then save 120 people by giving them transfusions using the blood he just drained. Not sure what he'll have accomplished, but it sounds like a lot of work. Now, I'm just trying to make a damn sword out of the blood of my enemies. So Hamilton Porter says, as a Lions fan, nothing about the way that game ended surprises me. Yeah, man, I know.
hear you.
I know.
I
I
hear
feel
you.
your pain.
But listen, better days for the Lions are on their way. You've got to trust and you've got to believe. Better days are right there on the horizon. It's going to happen. I believe it.
Fed Fan says her favorite lady tennis player's name is Kim Clijsters. Clijsters?
Kim Kleister, I think is how it's pronounced.
Kleister.
But
yeah,
there's a J.
I know.
I like the Clijster, though. I like that better.
Yeah, it's Kim
I think it should stay
Clijster.
with that.
Yeah, I'm going with that. Bob Swirsky is finally sober enough to text, and he just says,
here we go.
Da Runk. Don't early.
I'm sorry, Bob.
Wow. Navy Brad says, my blood is 100% Mountain Dew. Oh, nice. Better, I guess, than having a blood alcohol level is too high. Donnie says, when are you three starting your Kirk Cousins apology tour?
What?
I'm sorry. Was I mistaken? Did the Cardinals beat the Vikings last week? Pretty sure they did. Right?
Well,
Yeah,
no.
I don't know.
I can't say that they beat the Vikings now.
Oh, I thought the Cardinals beat the Vikings.
No, the Cardinals gave the Vikings gave the Cardinals a win.
Who won the game? What was the W?
Well, the win goes to the Cardinals, but that's because the
there you go.
Vikings
That's all that
can't kick a
matters.
damn field goal.
You know, it's so funny. Donnie, who goes on Twitter, and when Phoenix teams start doing well, he's like, I guess you're planning the parade route. I guess you got. Donnie is very anti-Phoenix sports, and then the minute you get a glimmer of hope for the Vikings, and he's on there doing exactly what he accuses everybody else of doing. Oh, Kirk Cousins is God.
I happen to know that Donnie is mad at me because I said that Kirk Cousins is a very average quarterback.
That was very nice of you.
Yeah, not that great. I think that when pressure is on, Kirk Cousins doesn't play to that high a level. And Donnie, he was my quarterback before he was your quarterback.
Oh,
I know that well. That's all I'm saying. It's like when you date a girl and then she moves on to somebody else and you go, no, she's fine with me. Sure.
Your
She might
quarterback
be,
Eskimo brothers.
she might be good. I'm just saying the analogy is fitting right now. It's just, just saying, you might say she's doing well with you right now, but I know she's going to stand you up on a date once or twice.
That's right, Donnie.
Be very undependable.
So,
she's going to steal some of your money.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
She will do unto you what she did to the Washington football team.
So, Dean Blandito wants to know how good was she?
Okay.
She was not very good.
Come on now.
Average.
Yeah, average. All right, let's talk about average. The Chiefs looking very average as Justin Herbert starts to pick up steam. He's coming back again this year, looking pretty damn good there. Those Chargers getting it done against the Chiefs. I mean, I don't think Andy Reid falling ill, was why they lost. But I think the fact they lost might have had something to do with the reason he fell ill. Now, the official word is he's been released from the hospital.
Yeah.
Dehydration was the issue, that he was dehydrated. So wasn't a heart attack. It wasn't diabetes. It wasn't any of those things. He just, I guess, got a little dehydrated. But the Chiefs, I kept sort of looking over because I had the Sunday ticket on my secondary screen there. And I was like, all right, that score was kind of bouncing back and forth a little bit, but I never imagined that the Chiefs were going to lose that game until they just did. 32 seconds left in the game. Justin Herbert throws a touchdown, and that is the end of that. That right there. How concerned are you about these Kansas City Chiefs right now?
Well, I'm not concerned at all because I think this is just the other part of the league that has had enough tape on these Chiefs and know how to better defend them. I mean, these better defensive coordinators and head coaches are making a game plan against the Chiefs. So I'm not at all worried about the Chiefs. I think Andy Reid will work out some kinks in his offense, and he will get this team righted and moving in the right direction. However, I want to say this. Justin Herbert has become a young buck in this league. And this guy, he has great composure. He doesn't panic. He doesn't throw the ball to the wrong person. He doesn't make panic passes. This young man is impressing the hell out of me. Second year, and he's got a new head coach and a new offensive system. This kid is really impressing me.
Yeah, the Chargers looking good to get themselves into some playoffs, and they're not a perfect team by any means, but hey, again, young quarterback, and that team is really looking nice. Austin Eckler had a pretty good game yesterday too. So that team succeeds together or fails together. That is for sure. How about the Saints? Man, they I just would not want to be in that locker room for the Patriots right now. Bill Belichick, grumpy as hell. And, Mac Jones threw 3 interceptions in that game. And sure, he's muttering, yeah, Tommy never did that. Poor Mac Jones is like, he went from being the golden boy to being, yeah, you need to move your locker. I don't want to be able to see you from my office. And now, to make matters worse, the Buccaneers are coming to Foxborough on Sunday, and wow. So, again, this was not a good game to see if Jameis Winston is off the schneid, like you mentioned, especially because they didn't really ask much of him in this game. He didn't do all that much. But, the defense for the Saints handled their business against the Patriots, and it was just 28-13. It was not pretty. Not pretty. But did we learn anything from this game at all?
I learned that New Orleans is tired and they want to go home and sleep in their own beds with their own families around them and their own, surroundings. These guys have been on the road for, is it 8 weeks now, 6 weeks now?
I think
where they haven't been able to go?
About 4 weeks.
Is it 4 weeks now? Yeah. Okay. Well, it seems like, a year. These guys haven't been home. And I think they're going to feel really good when they're able to go home, sleep in their own houses, in their own beds, and have their home cooking and get back to a good routine there in New Orleans. So that's what I think.
I learned that the Saints defense is good. Like I thought maybe it was declining. That looks like a real defense. I mean, Cam Jordan looks like the Cam Jordan
against the Patriots and a rookie.
Against the Patriots and a rookie, but he's won a game already, and he has already showed some signs of promise. Like, this is the Mac Jones falling back to earth game, where if that defense wasn't any good, I don't think that you get that out of him. Because Mac Jones is a guy that at the very least isn't going to make a ton of mistakes. But like Marshawn Lattimore looks like rookie Marshawn Lattimore in their secondary. I think the Saints defense is at the very least really, really damn good.
Not as surprising as the Falcons getting their first win and keeping the Giants completely defeated. Another field goal winning game right there. What in the hell happened to the Giants? I mean, we knew they weren't like Super Bowl winning good, but we didn't know they were 0-3 bad.
I did. I picked the Falcons to win this game. I picked the Giants to lose to the football team. Why did I pick them? Because they started last season 0-5. They're bad. They're a bad football team. They're a bad football team. And they somehow won a bunch of games near the end of last season and tricked everybody into thinking that, the Giants might be good again, but they're not. They're the Giants. They stink. Dave Gettleman is a horrible GM. They have not drafted well. Their offensive line is garbage. And, they've got some receivers. Daniel Jones might be able to improve. But without a good offensive line, none of that matters. And their defense blows chunks. They're a bad football team.
Speaking of bad football teams, when we come back, the Bengals beat the Steelers. Okay, can we just stick a fork in Ben Roethlisberger and call him done? I mean, he's tripping over gophers out there on the field looking very elderly. He looks twice as old as Tom Brady right now. Then he needs to go. But listen, we got more to talk about. We come back. We only got 12 minutes till the start of the Monday Night Football broadcast. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Mitch Eisen from Monday Night Football on Westwood One here with a preview of the Eagles at the Cowboys. Both are 1-1 in opening NFC East play. Dallas, in spite of some key injuries, pulled off a late-game win over the Chargers last week. Now their home opener comes in prime time against the Eagles. Second-year quarterback Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia are hoping to bounce back from the loss to the 49ers in their home opener last week. Hurts says he's still learning.
We've got 2 games under our belt now, and on the tape, we see opportunities where we finished and we see opportunities we didn't finish. Well, in this game, we didn't finish more than we did. So we have to capitalize on those opportunities moving forward, and we have to learn from this and learn from this feeling.
Kevin Harlan and Hall of Famer Kurt Warner with the call. Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, 0 heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. 0 heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is here to keep your car on the road with the right parts, advice from our parts professionals, and our free loaner tool program. Your local store has more than 80 specialty tools available for your next repair. Refundable deposit required. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and ask about our free loaner tool program or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends who've used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve to make sure that there are no barriers to the benefits and services earned through service to our country. Find out how we can assist you in Arizona. Visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692.
Jeff Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 181106, Bear Financial Group, AZMB-0904774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyer with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
It's time again for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Pick'em Contest. Send your picks each week to see if you are this year's Cascade picker. Sign up at 1580thefanatic.com. Play against the Fanatic Air Staff and all the listeners. You can score the grand prize of $1,580 or the second place prize of $500. Provided by our friends at Harman Solar. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com. The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Exclusively from your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56 in Arizona.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And coming up later, you got Eagles and Cowboys. The Westwood One call with Kevin Harlan and Kirk Warner. Oh, yeah, this will be a fun game, I think. Should be. And if you're a Cowboys fan or an Eagles fan, it matters to you. But for the rest of us, it's just two crap teams playing each other to hopefully make it some good football. I mean, that's just an honest fact. Nothing personal, baby got Dak. Do we have any Eagles fans out there? Who's an Eagles fan in our audience? I don't know if I've ever.
I don't think we have anybody that can sing the Eagles fight song to me.
Or even sing the Eagles Desperado. Either way, I don't think they've got that.
Desperado.
You would know, Keon, an Eagles fan in the Daily Blender audience, because at a remote broadcast, they'll chuck batteries at us. But it has yet to happen. So before we talk any more football, and we are just running out of time like crazy here, getting ready for this Monday Night Football. So let's do this now. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back to the year 1905. Boston Pilgrims pitcher Bill Deneen pitched the season's fourth no-hitter, beating the Chicago White Sox 2-0. The right-hander from the Boston Pilgrims, you know them now as the Boston Red Sox, became an American League umpire only 17 days after retiring in 1909. Thus, he is the only person in Major League history to pitch a no-hitter and call one as a plate umpire. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Wow. That's great baseball history right there.
Half of that's impressive. You know,
what do you mean half?
Getting a no-hitter is impressive. Just being an umpire for a game where that's happening, who gives a crap?
Well, I mean, it's an honor to be a part of a no-hitter no matter what you do.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Bob Schmeldoff is on the text line. He says, hope everybody had a profitable weekend tonight. Let's take the Cowgirls at -3.5 and the over at 51.5. Monday night winners. Our livers can recover tomorrow. All right, there you go. That's the word from Bob Schmeldoff. And I tell you what, we'll have guys from the Visa Network occasionally to talk about gambling, but Bob Schmeldoff, the official gambling advisor for the Daily Blender.
How about that?
Making a lot of damn money off of that guy. Just a Tip says, hey, as long as we're on the subject, I went to Zip's Bar and Grill over the weekend. The bartender was working on a smoked whiskey, and he gave us an example. Absolutely incredible flavor. Does not affect the taste of the whiskey, but adds a very subtle and smooth smoker flavor. Truly stunning.
Wow.
I heard about that. Is that somewhere you just stick like shots of whiskey in the smoker?
No, I think I could be wrong, but they take some wood, little wood chips, and they start it on fire and then blow the fire out so it makes a lot of smoke. Put the shot glass over it, and then they pour the shot in there.
They flip it over.
They'll flip it and pour the shot over there, and then you've got that kind of smoke left over. I think that's the way it's done, and that's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's interesting, but I think it takes too much time for me drinking the whiskey. I think if you give me a shot of whiskey first, and then you can smoke the glass. I don't care what you do after that. Lacrosse guy says, my fantasy team sucks. Well, a lot of us share your pain, Lacrosse guy.
Yeah.
Rusty Nut says, is it just me or does Brent Musburger sound like he's nuts? No, he's elderly, and when it comes to his team, he's nuts. He's very nuts about his Raiders.
Or he's 98 years old.
There's that. Still sharp, but he's still pretty sharp, though. Blissful Hayes says, will the Daily Blender be giving away Diamondbacks playoff tickets for this postseason? No, but I'm going to be giving you one of these, Blissful Hayes. Go ahead and watch the video and see what I just gave you right there. Aiton's Army says, Cowboys spread and total over points. Also has my professional sports gambler blessing. There you go. An added endorsement of Bob Schmeldoff's prediction from a guy who makes Aiton's Army, by the way. I'm not going to speak out of turn. I ain't going to give any details. It knows how to gamble. Oh my God. I heard about a win that Aiton's Army had over the weekend. Holy crap, kid. Schmitty says, hashtag bolts up, just bolt the hell up.
That sounds like a
that's
Charger fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a Frankenstein fan.
One
Could
of
be.
the two.
Could be.
Fire. Yeah.
Why is Frankenstein like the only monster? It sounds like he's taking an angry crap. Just Tip says that's how it's done, Randy. Great stuff right there. Nasser Marcus says hurts to be a Dolphin fan today after trying to execute a bubble screen in their own end zone that resulted in a safety. One of the worst play calls ever. And sorry, Fish Tank. I think the Dolphins missed on the next Dan Marino when they selected Tua over Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
That is correct. Shemoy wants to know who hurt Keon. Washington Sports did.
Yeah.
Right
he's
here.
Pointing, He's pointing at the Washington football team on his sweatshirt. Boogie says the previous record held for a game-winning field goal was Tom Dempsey. And take a wild freaking guess on who they're playing to lose the game.
Yeah, Lions, I believe.
Wah, wah, wah. All right, guys, that's it for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Good luck tonight with your fantasy football players and your picks and stuff. We'll announce the winners of the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em tomorrow. We will also have the highs and lows in all of our Daily Blender fantasy football leagues. And, of course, whatever nonsense happens in tonight's game, we'll talk about that tomorrow, too. Have a great night, everybody, and enjoy the broadcast. Kurt Warner, Kevin Harlan, up next. It's Monday Night Football here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Westwood Wolf.
Jacobs and Haley, 6 to 10 weekday mornings.